the commentary booth up here. I'll open the window here, BT.
Well, I hope she doesn't feature in an Amy clanger at halftime. That's all I'm hoping.
Hey, for SKG Radiology, fellas, SKG Radiology now bulk billing on all bookings. Let's talk about some of the key player matchups today. Blackie, you mentioned Tim Kelly, just the 4 disposals against the Saints last week. Having Nick Nack back will help him. Josh Rothen was the second last week. But do the Suns have a tagger? Do they look to lock him down today, do you think?
No, I don't think they will. David Swallow's the one that may go in there and have a crack. I would have thought they used sort of Fiorini a little bit in the past, but I don't think so. I think Tim Kelly will have a far easier day. Goodness me, Windhager, he did the full Cameron Ling style last week. Just
arm across.
him.
Yeah.
Well, not arm across, just played from behind. Really, there's your tagger. That's the better way to play from behind. That's how you control him. But Windhager had 23 touches himself, and Tim Kelly just the 4. So, look. What's been a strength of the Suns this year has been their contested footy. You've got Tuke Miller, Matty Rao here just in front of us. They've been superb. Noah Anderson's really elevated his game. That midfield battle today, the contested ball part of it, is going to be determine the real outcome of this contest for mine. The Eagles got beaten by 20 in that stat last week. The Suns lost to the Lions by 15 in the contested ball compartment. So that's no doubt a big part of this outcome of this game for mine. An interesting stat for the Eagles is that 23% of their scores come from centre bounce clearances this year, which is the highest of any team in the competition. So Nick Nat obviously drives a lot of that. The ability to be able to put it on a platter for his on-ballers is superb. So, yeah, that midfield battle today is going to, as it always does, play a real pivotal part.
All right, let's go downstairs, get the ground and weather conditions and the benches for Bob Jane T-Marts as we say g'day to Belinda Mellon for the first time today. G'day, B.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm actually going to take the first quarter off. I've never done this before, but I am keen to closely watch Quinn Flanagan's AFL halftime debut. So I'd like to rest up just so that I can closely monitor the boundary for it is all about grassroots footy after all, and we've got to get our priorities straight. So as for the weather, it doesn't really matter as long as it's okay at halftime. There are a few showers around, but hopefully they will happen after halftime, of course. 19 degrees, no wind to speak of. Pretty good day for footy, overcast. Only about 6,000 people coming into the ground today, except I'm sure they will rush in, of course, at halftime. We have that late change, Ellis with the shoulder injury, so that means Markov comes into the side and he shuffles in as the medi sub. On the bench for the Suns, Holland, McPherson, Roses and Mac Andrew, the debutant, a man of many nicknames, but we will call him Mac Attack officially.
Okay.
The boundary.
The Slim Reaper is the other one. Jack up the back was trying to get across. He
Mac
does have
Daddy?
Kevin Durant type Mac Daddy. Another one, return off the Mac.
Look,
Except it's his first return. Bob Jane T-Marts, by the way, buy 3 get 1 free and instant cash back on Bridgestone, Goodyear, Yokohama, Michelin, Dunlop and many more. bobjane.com.au. I saw the Suns intra-club before the season started and spent a lot of time on Ben King, and he backs himself to take intercept marks, champs, rather than spoil. So he's a very skinny young man, very tall, massive wingspan. But a lot of talent. Pick 5 in the draft.
Yeah, so he's not quite a Big Mac just yet.
Slim Mac.
Well, I tell you what,
You're allowed to do that once today,
that's it.
right?
Okay.
That was it. You used your one.
Sorry, I'm done. In fact, I think I rolled 2 out with the Mac Daddy. So
we get the stats at the start of the year. Okay, so Mac Andrews, 201 centimetres, 74 kilos.
Yeah.
I reckon that's the lightest 200 centimetre I've ever come across.
He's built like a garfish, isn't he? He's very long and skinny.
That's Caleb Daniel weight. That is Caleb Daniel weight with a ruler on top of Caleb Daniel's head.
Nick Cox from the Bombers is the other one he's been compared to with the height and obviously needs to put on a bit of size. The Triple M footy preview for TaylorMade Golf, the all-new stealth driver from TaylorMade with a 60-layer carbon face that delivers unparalleled distance and forgiveness.
Who's going to get the job on Darling? No Kennedy, of course. They've rested Josh. Reckon Ballard will take
Ballard's
him?
out today.
Oh, sorry, Ballard's out, of course.
Out
Well, he
for the
probably
season,
won't take him there.
No.
He might be your boy Collins.
You reckon Sammy will get him? Yeah.
Caleb Graham's definitely improved the last few
Yeah,
weeks.
he actually has, and he's got the height, I guess. Probably a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit.
more height
Has
there.
some nervy moments when he gets the ball, but I reckon some of his defensive stuff is.
It would be remiss of us not to mention the milestone being achieved by the bloke who tossed the coin for the West Coast Eagles today, Andrew Gaff, game 250. Blackie, you played against him earlier in his career. Did you know he was destined to have the career that he has had. 2-time All-Australian, Best and Fairest winner. Missed out on that premiership, obviously back in 2018, but a fantastic career nevertheless.
Oh, absolutely. He's been a star, hasn't he? He's been just such a great worker, great ball user, that left foot. He's been such a consistent player. I guess this year he's had some issues, had some body issues as well, but look, over the course of the journey, what a beauty he's been for this side.
Has indeed. Two exciting forwards to look forward to. Of course, Rioli and Ryan be flying around in their forward 50. So they're a taller back line, the Gold Coast Suns. That might just trouble them a little bit.
Yeah, Willie Rioli back in the side today, Petruccelli, so some extra speed for the West Coast Eagles, and Rioli's going as the deeper target in the goal square. Looks like Jack Darling, he's coming up to the 50 just to have a chat to Petruccelli, but he will line up on Sam Collins. So there's your SKG radiology matchup.
There it is.
Let's get this started. Here's Liam Flanagan, Triple M footy.
Gold Coast Suns, the home side, kicking to the left of your radio dial. This is a matchup to watch this afternoon. Nick Nat, Nui and Witts in the ruck. Nick Nat wins it down. Tim Kelly straight inside forward 50. Deep penetrating kick. What a start this would be for the Eagles. Waterman to Willie. Rioli, time to assess. Just missed the milestone man going backwards. Gaff,
well
but he wanted the footy more. Gave it to Kelly. Another inside forward 50 for him. Bobbles around the fist comes corridor. Witts dropped the football. Play on, said the umpire. Anderson is crunched. Jared Witts hands and knees. Rao clears the danger. It's going to come to Tim Kelly. This is disposal number 3 in the first 60 seconds of the game. Another inside forward 50 and still the West Coast attack.
Yeah, Ainsworth tried to tap it behind him, but Eagles with numbers. Duggan slides that into the pocket. Beautifully weighted ball over the hand there of Sam Collins to Jack Darling. Darling in the left forward pocket will line up and try and snap it through.
Well, Tim Kelly's almost had as many disposals from last week in the first minute and a half, as you said, Flanders, of this game. 4 last week, 3 in the first minute.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. Darling steps out, snaps that through. Eagles get the first of the afternoon on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL, only available on Foxtel.
We've played 1 minute and the West Coast Eagles have had 10 disposals in 1 minute. The Gold Coast Suns just the one. That passage of play, it was just relentless, wasn't it, Blackie? They just kept punishing, kept pushing. They just didn't give up the contest, and if that is going to set the pattern for the day, the Gold Coast Suns are in trouble. His athleticism will really worry Jared Witts this afternoon. Witts has played all 18 games. He'll be just getting a little tired, I think, towards the end of the season. Nick Nat, as we mentioned, has been fresh and sort of throughout because he hasn't had so much footy this year, so he could be really dangerous this afternoon.
You can see the smile on Tim Kelly's face from here that Nick Nat is back into this West Coast side. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Eagles with the first goal. They lead 6-0, and here goes Nick Nat again. A clearance, puts it out in front of O'Neill, threw the footy out to Petruccelli. Clever kick inside forward 50, but nicely read by Caleb Graham. Stepped in between Darling and Cripps, and will have a boundary throw in right half forward for the Eagles.
Nick, Jared.
For McDonald's, warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's right now. Throw in where the boundary meets the 50. Witts tried to tap it down, then followed it up, tracking it near the boundary. Out towards Caleb Graham under pressure from Jack Darling. Forces another boundary throw in, right forward pocket. Eagles attacking
Jared,
in.
hold the meter, please.
It's like Tim Kelly and Matt Rao going head-to-head through the middle of the ground. No doubt Tim Kelly would be enjoying that rather than the Windhager-type match-up he copped last week.
Nice tap down from Witts, found Atkins. He gave it to Sharp. Collins dropped the football. Tackle was a little bit lazy, almost was slipped high as Anderson dances around a couple. But he's put the ball on the deck in front of Jared Witts. That's not where the big fella wants it. Did well to get a kick away. Still inside the Eagles forward. They are dominating at the moment, the Eagles. They're everywhere, but Took Miller wraps up Jamie Cripps and somehow not holding the football. We'll have a ball up 20 metres out from the Eagles' goal.
It was a late change for the umpires today as well. Eleni Gluftis is out, we think, with COVID. Michael Pell, a first-year umpire, is out there at Metricon Stadium today. Picked up by Lukosius. Hurry kick out of defence. Marbia Chol tracking it back. The mark was spilt there by Edwards. And now it's picked up by Ainsworth. Kick into the middle, just slid underneath Sharp. He's got some support there in Markov into the side with Brandon Ellis out. It's an awkward tackle on Petruccelli. We're at the point of the square, right half forward. Suns attacking in. The umpire will rush in and throw it back up.
made a meal of that one, champs. They were out the Gold Coast Suns on the far side. The ball just didn't have quite enough penetration on it. Missed opportunity.
Pushing the back. There's a free kick.
Here's a first chance for their first inside 50, Blackie. Triple M Red Z lending.
Coming out of the ruck infringement. Jared Witts, I think, no, the free kick is going to Miller. But the delay in play allows Nick Naitanui to get back and fill that hole, which Took Miller needs to be mindful of now. Find something short. Good option comes from Swallow.
Stand, Luke.
One of the three Suns players taken above. Andrew Gaff all the way back in 2010. He finds skipper Jared Witts.
Who was really lucky to be paid the mark, Flanners. I think the umpire anticipated a little bit there that he would complete the mark. He actually fumbled it out of the hands, but the whistle had already blown. So he has to pay the mark.
The bigger issue with that is West Coast's inability to block up that defensive 50 there, champs. I mean, the ball was held up for 10, 12, 15 seconds, and midfield needed to get back as a 20-metre leading lane just shouldn't be on.
Simon Black with the Triple M Seabus Super special comments there. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Jared Witts, not a notable goal kicker.
Oh, close.
And he has sprayed this one to the left-hand side. Minus 4 Suns. One straight 6 the Eagles, one behind the Suns, a 5-point margin, Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Yeah, just 2 goals for the season, Jared Witts. But certainly the way he's been playing around the ground, he's well in the frame for his first All-Australian Blazer later this year. Here is Hearn coming out of defence, looking to a one-on-one. Darling wrestling with Collins. Off hands, Gaff, Naitanui, clean. Out wide, and the Eagles are up and running on the wing. O'Neill back to Kelly, has a look at Anderson, then runs away from him, goes to right half forward. Great kick to Liam Ryan. Marks that 50 out from goal.
Just superb delivery from Tim Kelly. I think he's making up for the underwhelming performance from last week. Ryan, what about that?
Wow.
2 superb precision kicks from the Eagles. Now give them a set shot at goal directly in front. The footy is in the hands of Jack Redden.
And Redden was there for a long time too, Flanners. He was actually calling for the ball. He actually let out really hard and screamed for the ball, demanded the ball. It wasn't there initially, and he almost sort of gave up, and then the opposition sort of just sat off him and allowed him a little bit more space, and that's when Ryan found him.
Game 260. Plenty of those with the Brisbane Lions. More of them with the Eagles now. Bang! Back-to-back goals for the West Coast Eagles. 2 straight 12, Suns 1 behind. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard, 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL, only available on Foxtel.
Oh, great start, West Coast. They've jumped into this beautifully. I just love the way they're trying to just shift and move the ball. You'll see here on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. We'll see the first game of the crowd gives a bit of a roar. McAndrew, the 201 centimetre, 75 kilo.
Whippet.
Whippet's running to the ground on the back line, boys. Who's he going to pick up here for the Eagles?
Well, it's a good question because he is that more of an intercept player, or do they go down the educationer and give him a key post and put him on Jack Darling? Looks like he's...
Down at Connor West. Oh, no, he's
Guy
not.
Cully.
He swats now. He's switched.
Rioli.
Oh, Rioli, yep.
Welcome to the AFL.
Well, sometimes it's just worth throwing you in the deep end and seeing if you can swim or not.
So we're back in the middle. Eagles got the first 2 on the board. 2 straight 12, 1 behind the Suns. They'll get the clearance through Miller as Cully slipped to ground. Sends that ball out wide, looking for Sharp, but coming across and taking the intercept mark, the goal kicker, Redden. He's got Jones on the overlap. And he slides that down the line, looking for Darling, getting down low. Lost it, picked up by Collins, just handballed straight up in the air to himself. Tackled by Jones over the boundary. Did he hold on for too long? Sharp rushes in, and they now take that over the boundary line and will throw it back in. True centre wing, far side of the ground for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy.
Jared Bailey.
Just see on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, just slipped out his hands the last minute. There's Sammy Collins, but he tried to handball that.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The new Google Pixel 6A available now at Harvey Norman. Plus, receive a bonus $150 gift card as the Eagles go on the attack again from the boundary throw-in. O'Neill tackled as he tried to get it away. It's going to be a kicking in danger free kick to Markov.
Got one in the hand too, did Olive?
Feeling it too. Came from Kelly. So Markov, right half back. The Suns trailed by 11 points. We've only played 8.5 minutes of the first term. He was the late change into the side for Brandon Nellis, who was out with a shoulder injury. Chips down the line. Marbior, first we've seen of him. Joel Strongmark out in front.
He took that in front of Foley, and he wants to play on, and just a chippy ball up towards the boundary. We'll get to Roses.
Stand Jack.
Malcolm Moses Jr. Redden on the mark. Winds up on the left, directs that towards the left back pocket. Forward pocket, I should say, but marked in the back pocket there. The Eagles with plenty of numbers now to Gaff as they switch the play. Hearn on the overlap, gets the handball now. Rioli, the really short option, was the only target he could really kick to. He's got Ryan almost a kick and a half ahead of him. He leads up at the ball now. McAndrew sliding across. And he goes in that direction. Right to McAndrew. Does he get a free kick? No. Going back, the spoil was from O'Neill. Swallow picked up the loose footy and found Collins. And he's got Swallow there.
There he is.
Running alongside him. Here's McAndrew. Still not it. Hey. He's gone very low to take that mark.
That's nice. That's a nice round of applause.
Umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt on a bump ball there.
I thought they hit the ground for sure.
Down the line. Nice kick. Finds Graham.
A couple of premature marks he's paid today, Chair.
Hand off from Graham. Hollins in his second game of senior footy kicks it deep.
Hold it in goal.
Free kick paid. Going to the Suns. This will be should be their first goal. And the Richard Champions' favourite player, Mabior Chol.
That's my man.
15 metres out directly in front.
Well, he'll turn around and have a shot directly in front, as you mentioned, Flanners. The free kick was a little dubious, according to everyone at the ground. I think even the Gold Coast Sun supporters were waiting on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay to see exactly what it was for and if it was there. Here it is. Was it a slight tug of the jumper? Well, yes, technically it was there. So there you go.
What a season this man has had. Has played every game, kicking at goal 39 in game number 50. A milestone achievement for Mabior, and he's got his first for the afternoon. Suns are on the board, 1-1-7. They trail the Eagles by 5 points on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Yeah, we'll get a good look at this on the Harvey Norman replay, but Mabior Chol, was, as you said, has had a great year. Look, it was Big Edwards there, Harry Edwards playing his 25th game, just grabbed the right shoulder of Mabior Chol, and as soon as the umpire sees the pull of the jumper chance, there's a free kick. So.
Yeah, I think he was off balance and falling to the ground. I think he almost tried to hold himself up by grabbing hold of Chol's jumper, so it was a little unfortunate from his point of view, but the free kick was definitely there, so deserved a goal.
And Chol now straight into the ruck. 31 games, 24 goals with the Tigers, and now 29 games and his 39th goal of the season, as Flanners mentioned. Can he win the hit out and get them moving forward again? Mabior, and he does,
nice.
takes it straight out of the ruck, trying to find Rao, went to ground. Mabior, no free kick that time. He looks a bit of distress as Swallow fell over him. Just outside the centre circle, Miller puts a big tackle on, picked up by Kelly though. That was smothered by McPherson. Now Swallow taking the ground when he didn't have the footy. And the former captain gets the free kick. Swallow can send the Suns into attack.
Mabior Chol is just now getting up off the ground.
He's taking a fortnight to get up.
He doesn't look well inside forward 50 for the Suns. We'll get Belinda Mellon to keep an eye on Mabior as Rao, handball to Hollins, back to Swallow. Snap around the body, it's not going to get there. Levi's got eyes for the footy. Levi was shoved out, surely.
Oh, what?
No, they paid the mark.
I don't think he saw the push out, Flanners.
Wasn't in the back.
Wasn't in the back.
It wasn't, okay.
Yeah, the umpire mic'd up exclusively for Triple M, so Gaff in game 250 wanders away to the outer side of Metricon Stadium. He turns the footy over though. Rao will send it back inside. Miller, they're chipping around the edge here. Low pass, not going to get there. Gaff intercept.
They've had some poor kicks inside forward 50 already, Blackie, haven't they, this afternoon?
Like the intent from Tim Miller there, but Andrew Gaff just saw it coming and read it beautifully.
So Gaff pushing back into defence, and that kick has been picked off by Caleb Graham, pushing up the ground. He's 55 from home, and he wants to get it moving, and he's directing that toward the goal square. That's got Tom Barrass's name all over that. Players converge around him. A good juggling mark from Tom Barrass. Took 8 last week against the Saints, 18 the week before against the Hawks. He's having a fine season in an otherwise disappointing year for the Eagles.
Mabior's not moving very freely out there, so Gold Coast would be wise to maybe have a look. In fact, the runners, I think, is coming out now to maybe have a check on him because he's just not worth anything out there right now. He cannot run, so I think you might see him come from the ground.
All right, Tim Kelly goes short. This is all happening on the outer side of Metricon. Jermaine Jones, lovely kick over the top, finds Liam Ryan. Flying Ryan takes off, backs himself for pace against Matty Rao. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, inside forward 50, kick to the top of the square. Oh, and it's dropped. It has been dropped by Darling. There's pointing fingers going on, but we're going to have a boundary throw next to the point post. We are going to get down to Belinda Mellon very shortly because Mabior Chol is making his way off. As soon as we have this boundary thrown and the play is done, we'll get down to B.
Almost should have gone the whole way. Tried to kick the goal himself there, Liam Ryan. That was a spectacular run on the outer side. Bob Jane T Marts, Belinda Mellon.
Mabior Chol has just limped from the ground, as you said, boys, and he is grimacing in a whole lot of pain. He's rubbing his left knee as if he's taken a really heavy knock. Physios did go out to him and tried to get him off the ground, but he refused. However, he collapsed 3 times while he stayed out there, so had to come off. Jared Witt has been on the bench looking very sore and sorry too, so it looks like the Suns will be very short on tall stocks today.
As Bailey Williams just missed a shot from goal, and then the Suns coming out of defence. That was a horrible kick out from the behind. It's been chopped off by Liam Ryan, who will line up about 20 to 25 out on a slight angle.
It was nicely intercepted by Liam Ryan, but Sean Lambert just butchered at the outside of his foot, didn't it? Just an absolute shank, like a big slice in golf.
So Liam Ryan right behind this, and he's hung that out to the left, hasn't he, champs? And never on target, through for a behind. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. Suns 1-1-7. The Eagles moved to 2-2-14. 15 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Not many excuses out there. It's a perfect day for footy. No breeze to be waving that ball around.
Atkins brings it in for the Suns. Plays onto himself. Bounces, gathers some territory. Casbolt and Nat Nui get wrapped up in a battle, and a nice bit of footwork there from Hoff. Sends it back inside forward 50 for the Eagles. Lemons, a chance to atone. Gives it to Anderson. The switch is onto the outer side. Needs to sit for Sharp. It does. The run comes further afield from McPherson. Good lead, good mark. Not much ahead of him. Malcolm Roses Jr. the only option, but Lemons continued to move. Took an important mark.
Too late.
Champs wants them to keep rolling. The Eagles have had time to set up, so he's going to be forced to work backwards.
Yeah, Sharp had run hard, hadn't he, Champs?
Yeah.
To try and get the handball running past, but as he said, just missed him. Too late.
Nice.
They're going to come
kick
through the middle. Juggling Mark in the end from Swallow, and now he gets it moving forward to Markov. Markov now. And beautiful kick. No, it wasn't a beautiful kick into attack. It's again Barras chopping off. Poor kick there from Rory Atkins, and Barras takes yet another mark, and he goes in short to centre half back.
They've got to move the ball quicker, just like they did on that occasion, BT, but they've just got to be better with their use.
Kick to the outer side from the Eagles, missed the target in West. He handballs back to his skipper, Shuey. Gaff finding a bit of it in his milestone, goes backwards to Hearn. The Vets combining. Shuey another one. We'll check on his Triple M Red Z lending stats in a moment in game 250. Ball in the hands of Foley. He is the deepest man on the field. Waltzes to the near side. Good kick. Finds Williams. Should have been paid a mark. Is. Let's get down to Belinda Mellon for Bob J. T-Marts.
They have strapped the left quad knee area of Mabior Chol, boys, and he's jumped on the bike, just trying to get some blood flowing through that heavy knock. He is struggling to weight bear. They are desperate to get him back out there, though.
Mac Andrew rising up high. Almost from Mac Andrew. As the play goes on to Noah Anderson, we take our breath. He goes up towards Lukosius just in the field of play. Bob Jane T-Marts, by the way, look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Instant cashback. Top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 as the Suns go up towards Isaac Rankin. They weren't happy with the treatment he got from Brandon Starcevic last week. He's got a teammate on Roses running toward the goal square. He says, "Oh, you missed me. Slow it down now, Isaac, and have a shot for goal."
He's pretending to want to pass it off. no desire to do that.
By the way, you can order Bob Jane online, bobjane.com.au.
Sounds easy.
2 metres.
Well, he'd want to kick this one, Blackie, because I think it was worth the punt, wasn't it? Kicking over to Roses, who was heading back to the goal square.
There now.
So a bit like Tim Kelly, who struggled with the tag of Windhager last week. Rankin really struggled with the attention that Starcevic gave him. In fact, the Suns spoke to the AFL about that. Oh, he's just feigned like he was going to shoot at the old 1-2 with Rioli. Rankin! How about that, Isaac? That's unbelievable. That's what that young man is capable of. The South Australian fooled everyone. Thought he was going to have a shot, goes in short, gets the handball back from Took Miller and nails the goal.
He knew exactly what he wanted to do and what wanted to happen there. No one else did, but that was really well executed. A cunning plan, or I would put that down to Baldrick.
I think he just got caught to play on, mate. He made me caught on his feet pretty quick.
I reckon he had that set up from the get-go. He knew, because he took off as soon as he kicked it. It was probably going to be play on, because it wasn't actually 10 or 15 metre kick, and it wouldn't have been paid a mark. Really clever stuff.
What about the skill level of this guy? We in this pocket here particularly have seen this kind of
Let's go, Nick.
skill execution time and again this year. His ability on a tight angle is freakish.
It was the wrong foot for him to kick on, given the way he was running. The body weight was going one way. He made the ball go the other, but kept it on a straight line. That is foot skills at the elite level there from Isaac Rankin. Ball back in the middle for McDonald's and Reem Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. A 1 point margin in favour of the Eagles, but here come the Suns. Marbior Chol's back out there. He's got to go, and he's also got a heavily strapped right thigh knee area at the moment. He's been taken to ground, so we'll see how he props back up. Ball in the middle of the park. What about the hands from Rioli? Releases Petrocelli. No one's catching him. Spearing kick. Misses the target. Here's a chance for Mac Andrew to be clean. Oh, no, Mac's fallen over. He's had a horror show. Chance for the Eagles. Connor West. Andrew saved by the poor kick from West. Minor score. Margin out to 2 points. 15 plays 13. Mac Andrew learning the game's a bit quicker at this level.
Sure is.
Swallow comes out to right half back. And Andrew is down the line for this kick. It'll probably go over his head. It will. I thought it was a good target. Holman led up, but over his head. Sweeping across the back half was Hearn. Got it to O'Neill. Sends the Eagles into attack. Graham coming across, spilt the mark. Taken off hands by Collins. Out wide to Sharp.
And they're away. Jeremy Sharp has a couple of bounces. The only runner he's got is Jared Witts. Now the ball's out in front of Witts. And Nat Nui. It's a race. The two dinosaurs gallop. And neither of them get to the football, unsurprisingly. Nat Nui handballs inside. Eagles with numbers. Although the Suns refuse to let the ball out of the area, we're going to have a ball up right half forward. 15 plays 13 in favour of the West Coast Eagles. We played 20 and a half minutes first term. Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Goal kickers Chol and Rankin with one each for the Suns. Redden and Darling with the first two for the Eagles. As we're just inside the Suns 50 now. Picked up by Shuey. Hoff. Hurry kick. Witts. Took the mark under pressure from Nat Nui. Chopping the arms are a mark. Take your pick. Out wide. Jeremy Sharp. The West Australian looks up. And his target is Casbolt and Chol. Chol in front, Casbolt behind, off hands. Rankin picks up the footy, turns into one tackle, then tried to turn out of another. He was caught, and the Eagles get the ball back.
Isaac, stand.
Jones with the free kick for the Eagles.
I was just going to say, the defensive unit for West Coast have been really good so far. Mind you, they have been aided with some poor kicks coming in from the Gold Coast. They're just reading it really well.
Contact, Gold
Coast. Champion, Triple M Seabus Super special comment. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Suns with a free kick back inside 450, but
good.
Hasn't Tom Barras, in the absence of Jeremy McGovern, I mean, he played in a premiership, he's been part of this defensive setup, but hasn't he taken on the leadership role well?
He's elevated himself absolutely in the last sort of 12 to 18 months, big time.
We've got a boundary throw and we're inside the Suns forward 50. 2-1-13 the Suns, 2-3-15 the Eagles. Not a lot of pizzazz in the game at the moment. Jones takes it away, now Mac Andrew. He's got some space. Can he be clean? Oh, he dances around Waterman. Just got the handball away in time. Markov will send it inside forward 50. Levi's got eyes. Levi has a job.
Oh, you just about paid that.
He wasn't paid the mark. Play on, said the umpire. Inside forward 50. Roses Jr. doesn't want it. Hoff slung without the football. Holman taken high. The umpire saw it. He'll get the free kick and a set shot at goal 40 out directly in front.
There's some positive signs there for the Suns, and I reckon they're working into it, Blackie. They just haven't achieved what they would have wanted to have from here on in. Just a couple of butchered kicks, some opportunities missed, but they're still peppering away. So, yeah, they've got the opportunity now to hit the lead here, which, if you look in the first probably 10 minutes of this game, West Coast dominated.
Kicking at goal number 9, this man that Stuart Dew pulled off the scrap heap that is the SANFL in Adelaide for a second chance at senior football. Nails it, gives the Suns the lead. 3-1-19, a 4-point lead to the home side, 2-3-15, Triple M Foxtel scoreboard.
Yeah, well, the Suns have jumped out after the first few minutes really well here. The key stats in this game so far, the contested possession, the Suns are up, leading that by 9. The clearances are leading 9-6 as well. So, no doubt in the back of last week, the Suns versus Lions, they got beaten, the Suns, in both those key areas, and they know. Well, in fact, the last time these two sides played early in the season, the Suns smashed the West Coast by 34 in contested possessions. So, it's such a key stat in any game of footy you play, and the Suns, that's been a strength of theirs this year, and they know today they need to win that key part of the game.
Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending champs, loans for the self-employed.
13-8, also Triple M Red Z lenders. Inside 50s, favouring the Gold Coast Suns now, who were dominated earlier in this quarter.
The Eagles kicked the first couple. Back in the middle, Nat Nui, underhand tap, but out to Swallow. Sends it to Ben Ainsworth, right half forward. Duggan on the mark near the point of the square.
Nice kick.
A beautiful kick to Joel. Just gets over the hand of Tim Kelly. Trying to get back into the hole, but Marbior takes the mark directly in front. About 40 to 45 out this kick will come from.
Good. He looks like he's moving okay after going off the ground, getting that thigh strapped. It looks like he's actually back, freed it out a little bit on the bike, but nothing worse, is it, than the first few minutes of the game, Chance? Popping a cork and having to carry it for the rest of the game.
The whole game, yeah.
So he's kicked 39-20 this season, kicked a goal in every game. Marbior with that relaxed approach. He's trying to steer that through. Does it have the legs? It does. And he gets his second. And the Suns have their fourth. 4-1-25. Eagles 2-3-15. 25 minutes gone on the Triple M Foxtel scoreboard. 4K Ultra HD. The best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
Well, the West Coast Eagles defence, they concede the most scores from any team in the competition this year, and this is no surprise really where they are on the ladder. But when the ball goes inside 50 for the opposition, they concede the most marks, the most scores against, and you can see that. And that was somewhat a fast play by the Suns side, bringing it inside 50, but there's just so much space. They need their wingers to get back. They need some help and some assistance, and too much we've seen already. There's too much space for leading players to come and hit up and lead. That's an area of over the summer months that West Coast no doubt are going to put a bit of time into.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Simon Black, Richard Champion, Liam Flanagan, Brett Thomas and Belinda Mellon boundary side. For Bob Jones team, Arts, that is your call team this afternoon, as the Suns, with a 10-point lead, bouncing around in the middle of Metricon. Tim Kelly been busy, a Triple M Red Z lender, you'd reckon, leader. Hearn to Gaff, who's found a lot of the footy backward of centre for his side, the veteran, who back in 2010 was taken at pick number 4, and that was the year that it was a horrible kick. That's about as bad a kick as he's had in his career. Turned over there. Atkins, Markov inside forward 50. Rankin has eyes for the football. And he's marked at 45. And Foley stands the mark and asks what the hell just happened.
Kelly, 6 touches at the moment. Andrew Gaff with that little Amy Clanger almost, I guess, is now 8. So he leads all comers.
Andrew Gaff, when he was drafted at number 4, that was the year the Suns had the priority picks, and they took the first 3 players of the draft. Andrew Gaff waiting there for the Eagles at 4.
Yeah, right, okay.
Could have well been a Sun.
Could have. Would have been really handy.
I'll give you a sec to think of the 3 players that went before him, Chanks. Come back to you. Rankin, let's fly from 50. He's got one already. Yes. Now he's got 2. Isaac Rankin and Marbior putting on a show at Metricon Stadium. 5-1, 31 the Gold Coast Suns, 2-3-15 the West Coast Eagles. Late stages of the first term.
It was. Did you need some help?
What year was it?
2010.
2010.
That was their first draft.
First ever draft.
One of them's out there now.
One of them's out there running around. Might have been the captain.
David Swallow.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Sam Day, was he?
Sam Day was taken at 3, and the other gentleman taken at number 2 is unfortunately not playing at the elite. Huge talent.
Yes.
Never really fulfilled on it.
Yes.
Harley Bennell.
Oh, right, okay. Well, was a Sun there for a while, and then went to the West, of course, went to Freo, and
then the D's.
And then the D's, yeah, that's right. It was 3 clubs pretty quickly, wasn't it?
And Andrew Gaff picked up at 4.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh, right up there, we got 2 of the greats out there now from that draft.
Williams against Witts in the ruck for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Kelly over the footy, Swallow right behind him. Big tackle from Witts on Williams.
Good draft, actually. Tom Lynch went in that one.
Did he?
Luke Parker.
Wow.
So umpire will throw it up. Witts down with the left hand, straight to Shuey. Got the handball free to Duggan. Duggan's hurry kick to centre half forward to the advantage of Farah, but just spoiled late from Ryan, who picks up the loose footy and then came off his shin. Into the path though of Cripps, trying to tap it forward under pressure. Well done from Anderson. Picked up the footy, turned and kicked out wide to the wing. Redden in front of Sharp, who gave him a bit of a shove. Did that well, Redden, to Hearn. Kicks around the corner. Tumbling ball end on end. Gets to Waterman. Markov now tackles him to ground. Just got the ball free. Getting down low with his hip into Kelly was Sharp, but it's been picked up by Waterman. And he has found a target in attack in Jamie Cripps, the former Saint.
Oh, it's been a big 5 minutes, hasn't it? West 5-10 minutes. Suns right on top here, but not good persistence there from West Coast. They contested ball. Won a couple of heated battles there, just nothing pretty. Got on the boot.
15 gone.
Cripps has been a great servant for this West Coast side for a long time as well. Important kick here from a pretty tough spot on the ground, almost the junction where the 50 meets the boundary line.
He'll come from about 40 out, right on the quarter time siren. Will that put him off? Oh, he's missed to the left and through for a behind. So at quarter time at Metricon Stadium, it's Gold Coast 5-1-31. The Eagles 2-4-16 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Foxtel, 4K Ultra HD, the best way to watch AFL. Only available on Foxtel.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
The Eagles started well, kicked the first couple, and then the Suns hit back at quarter time. It's the Suns 5-1-31, the Eagles 2-4-16. The goal kickers at quarter time, Chol and Rankin with 2 each. Rankin with a contender for goal of the year. Holman has one for the Eagles. It was at Darling and Redden. getting their 2 goals to talk us through that first quarter. Triple M Seabus Super Special comments, Richard Champion and Simon Black.
Yeah, good contest to start the game. West Coast jumped out of the blocks beautifully with the first couple of goals, but the Gold Coast Suns started to get their game going, started to find a bit of their form, started with the around the ball, the clearances, the contested ball element of their game. The end result for end of the quarter, plus 6 contested possessions to the Suns, plus 3 in the clearances, and plus 5 inside 50s, and the efficiency inside 50. Look, both teams had 6 scoring shots for the quarter, so West Coast were a little bit more efficient when they went in, considering they had 5 less inside 50s. But look, they just allowed, the West Coast side allowed too much time and space for that mark inside forward 50. We saw Rankin come out, chance. We saw maybe Chol come out and easy hit-ups on the lead. So defensively, which has been an issue for West Coast all year, they need to tighten up and really, I guess, just put pressure on that Suns ball carrier when they're coming through the middle of the ground. So it's a really pressured kick, a high kick coming in, so it suits the West Coast defence. But a really good competitive quarter, and if West Coast were a little bit more accurate with their shots on goal, it would obviously be a closer margin. But there was some positives for West Coast in that first term, no doubt.
Oh, it certainly was. They got off to an absolute flyer. It was a real contrast for the first 5 minutes of the game to the last probably 20. West Coast dominating out of the centre. With Big Nick Nat getting them going, and some clearances and the inside 50s, they were dominating everywhere. And then Gold Coast just slowly crept back into it. They still butchered a few opportunities, mind you, going forward, but you're right, they were allowed space to lead out in that forward 50, Blackie. That has been an issue for them, and they made the most of that. 5-goal-1, really accurate scoring for the Gold Coast Suns. So let's see what the second quarter's going to deliver.
Just quick for up, he throws the ball, bounces the ball here, leading possession getters for each side for West Coast. Gaff has the 8, Redden 7, Kelly 6, usual suspects. And likewise, Miller has 7, Swallow 7, and Anderson 6 for the Suns.
All right, well, we're underway in the second term, and there's that man, Luke Shuey. He's had a bit of it with the clearance. Kicks it towards left half forward. Good fist away came from Andrew, the first gamer. Now the ball is bouncing in the corridor. What about the speed and the handiwork of Liam Ryan? He ran over the football, though. Anderson didn't. Rao, body to body with Nick Natanui, giving away kilos, but not giving away the fight.
Great contest.
We are going to have a ball up.
How good was that? The ball spitting around everywhere, everyone throwing their bodies in. Matty Rao realised how he's 30 kilos less than Nick Nat. He got smashed.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments from Simon Black, Richard Champion this afternoon. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Here's Natanui again trying to tackle Matt Rao. Good hands from Elijah Hollands, got it out to Rory Adkins, sends them into attack. Barras playing in front of Casbold, who was forced to spoil to Hearn. Now back to Barras, now out to Hoff, and the Eagles are out of their defensive 50. High ball towards the wing, it'll carry all the way to Darling. Darling off hands, boundary side is Cripps. Cripps got it to Gaff, gets another touch to a one-on-one, looking for Rioli with Lemons. Collins now comes across in support. Gaff in game 250, the 0-1-2 with Darling. Screws that back over his shoulder, and a good mark from Sam Collins in front of Jamie Cripps, just outside his defensive 50.
Moves it along quickly, gets it to Anderson.
Stay out.
Decides to switch the play. Wobbly old kick, but it finds its target, Graham.
He'd be, Anderson's had another outstanding year. He'd be right up there in probably the top 3 at the moment with the Gold Coast Suns being out.
Consistency is what's so impressive about Anderson. Roses Jr. just losing understanding of what was around him. Went to play on, hunted down by Redden. Free kick Eagles. Goes corridor, finds Shuey.
Jack Redden's been superb so far this game, Flames.
Yeah, Shuey dances around, gives it back to Redden. We'll get his numbers in a moment. Petrocelli rises up. Good mark taken. 60 from home. Jammed on the boundary. Jack Redden's numbers, Blackie.
Oh, number 1 ranked player on the ground. Had the 10 touches and kicked the goal so far.
Petrocelli sends it inside. Oh, there's
free kick off play.
Yeah, Darling. Jack Darling has
Jack, come around, mate.
has submitted his nomination for a Logie, an Oscar, whatever you want to call it there.
Rory.
With a man that weighs 90-odd kilos, he went down very easily there.
So it was against Graham, yes, who's standing the mark. We'll have to have a look on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, probably just taking his line.
Darling's got 1, now he's got 2. Easiest of goals, and Caleb Graham, I think, rightly frustrated.
Well, let's have a look here, Flanners, and it was way before the ball had got there. That would have caught the umpire's eye. So how much before the ball actually got there, and whether he impeded his run enough for him to actually get knocked over, or whether he put a little bit of mayo on it. Let's have a look here. And that's the free kick. Redden for the hole in the ball. He goes back and puts it up. Here it is. Bottom right of screen.
Yeah, takes the eyes off the ball.
He did. It was a free kick. He did put a massive amount of mayo on it. Did Jack. But the free kick's there, Flanners. No?
Look, you're the expert on the Seabus Super Special Comments, Richard Champion. I just think
that's a free kick every day of the week.
I just think Praise Mayonnaise should be reaching out to Jack Darling about a sponsorship.
So Jack Darling's got 2. No Josh Kennedy today, rested ahead of a potential farewell game back in the West. Here come the Suns through. Miller gets another clearance out wide, and Levi Casbolt takes the mark on a long lead. And he will line up with an angled shot for goal about 35 to 40 out.
Good, stand.
His real first opportunity to get a free lead at the footy this afternoon. He's been caught out of position a little bit so far, but that time he had a little bit of time and space.
Kicked 4 straight against the Lions last week. Levi Casbolt just inside the 50
nice
now. Swings it from right to left. Levi the Deadeye. 5 in a row. You include the Q clash, and Levi Casbolt gets the immediate reply for Gold Coast. They are 6-1-37. Eagles are 3-4-22. That is on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Oh, that's a centre bounce goal, isn't it? That's been a strength of West Coast this year, but the Gold Coast Suns, that's them at their best. We're seeing on the Triple M Harvey on replay. Tuke Miller getting fed beautifully from Jared Witts. And he just drives his legs about 10 metres, and he does go wide, kicks it fairly wide. I guess a 45-degree angle Levi kicked from in the end, but that's just pure, sweet centre bounce football for the Gold Coast Suns.
6 of the last 7 goals for the Gold Coast Suns. Triple M Red Z lending. They're on a bit of a roll and the forwards are enjoying what they're seeing at the moment ahead of them with the ball coming in like that.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy, ball back in the middle. 15-point lead as it was at quarter time for the Suns. Swallow, quick hands. Ainsworth got busy, got some space. Anderson around the body. It's going to be a downfield free kick against West.
Gold Coast, downfield.
So Tuke Miller will take it. No, Lukosius will take it. And
so
that's probably a pretty good choice.
We mentioned Anderson before, Flanners, so Tuke Miller would be leading the BNF.
You would think so. Is Lukosius eyes Levi? He's pushed in the back.
Pushing the back.
You heard it.
Go through.
Tom Barras probably didn't need to because Levi had already dropped the mark. But a nervous defender has given away a free kick, and Levi could go back and kick 2 in a minute.
Liam Flanagan mic'd up exclusively for Triple M. Calling the in the back.
Levi, just 1 metre that way. Thank you.
Predicting.
Stop barracking, Flanners.
No, it was there.
No.
It was
No.
there was no praise on that one.
West Australian listeners would not be happy. Do you realise how popular the West Coast Eagles are in WA?
Yeah,
I think even they would agree.
I think if we check the tape, I was the one giving the editorial about Andrew Gaff's career in the pre-game. So I have plenty of appreciation. Levi, well, he stuffed his goal-kicking record there. He's missed. Thank God for the West Coast Eagles supporters. Minor score, margin out to 16 points. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Hearn comes into the pocket.
Stand, Jack.
We'll go back to Hearn.
Fine.
3 kicks now, still in their defensive 50. Kelly.
Outside 5, Matt. Play on.
Rioli on a lead. Point of the square. Overcooked the kick, though. Invited Farah into the contest. Now the Suns go into attack, and going back with the flight has been Ainsworth, marking on an angle pretty close to the goal line. He'll line up for his first.
Play on.
Just too easy, isn't it? He's
going to go play on straight away and snap it through, Blackie. And Ainsworth gets his first. And the Suns get another one, 7-2-44. Eagles 3-4-22. Almost 7 minutes gone on the Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. Simon Black.
Well, you look where goals come from, what starts at each time. And Tim Kelly there, he's a star midfielder in the game. And you see on the Triple M Harvey 9 replay, went for a kick that, was it on? Probably not. Just elevated the ball too much, 40 metres. Kick and just cut off by the Suns. Post from behind at ground level. The Suns run it, and just an easy kick inside forward 50 in the end to Ben Ainsworth. The defenders for West Coast just didn't have enough time to defend and find the direct opponent. So that's just another poor kick by West Coast that resulted in a goal.
And it's actually a really smart kick by Ainsworth as well to actually run around. He just understood the situation where he was. There was no one putting pressure on him. He was just able to open up the angle and kick an easy go around the corner.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The new Google Pixel 6a available now at Harvey Norman Plus. Receive the bonus $150 gift card as the Suns roll forward again. Hands from Holman, fed to McPherson. Big fly, Rankin couldn't bring it down. He's got 2. He's hunting a bag this afternoon. We're going to have a ball up 15 out from the Suns forward line.
Bailey.
Speaking of being exclusively mic'd up this afternoon for Triple M, your daughter, she going to be mic'd up for halftime Auskick?
Not sure if she's done her codes training.
Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
As Foley gets the clearance, picks it up, and wobbling ball up towards the wing. Collins, low handball forward, looking for Elijah Hollins. Met straight away by Willie Rioli. There's no prior opportunity there, so the umpire will rush in and throw it up, true centre wing, far side of the ground. Suns by 22 points. 8.5 gone in this second quarter for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.
Probably a good thing if she takes after the old man in the language department. Just saying.
We don't have the delay card activated. Ball bobbling around, right half back. Hoff is tackled over the line by Miller. You were talking about the performance that took Miller this year, who you would think is destined to at least be included in that initial All-Australian squad. Jared Witts is another one, and Anderson, the consistency he's delivered this year would be super pleasing for him personally and Stuart too.
And I was thinking about that before with West Coast. I'm scratching my head at the moment, naming the top three for West Coast. Who'd be leading the way? I was going to say one of their defenders would have to be up there, and that would be Tom Barrass.
Free kick advantage Eagles way, but Farah has taken the intercept mark. He goes to centre half back and finds Markov, the late inclusion for Brandon Ellis. And now they slingshot off half back. Here's Farah pushing forward through the middle. It's
terrible kick.
Yeah, really poorly directed. It's just straight at Tom Barrass, and he will mark that every day of the week.
And you have to look at the players that have played the majority of games, I guess. Darling's played 17 out of the 18, but just the whole team struggled.
Bob Jane teammates, Belinda Mellon.
Nick Nat has just hobbled from the field looking very, very agitated. He had a chat to the assistant coaches and then, of course, to the coaching staff upstairs. He's not getting any medical treatment, but it is worth keeping in mind that he, of course, is returning for the long term from that medial ligament damage. So we'll keep a close eye on him.
Nice work, B, as Mac Andrew with a clever bit handball releases Farah. Holman is ushered to the boundary line. Bob Jane teammates, of course, they do look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today at bobjane.com.au.
Got eyes, Luke Foley.
10 minutes into the second quarter, Suns by 22 points. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Richard Champion, Simon Black and Belinda Mellon. Witts from behind, Williams in front. At the feet there of Kelly, got it to Shuey, trying to dance around McPherson, forced to give it up to Cully. Shuey might get it back here as he tried to crush through the Koshis, then just lost the footy. Should be incorrect disposal. Cully goes back in, a little bit fumbly though. Barrass, Jones went to ground and then lost the footy. Rankin shook off Williams. Great handball forward to Lukosius. Lukosius just overcooked it. And just drifting to the right and through for A behind. 7-3-45 the Suns. Eagles 3-4-22. 11 minutes gone second.
Geez, it was hard for West Coast to get the defensive 50 there, wasn't it? They just over handballed. Someone just need to get their boot on the ball and get some territory up the field.
Play on.
They've got the footy clear now as Barrass goes short. Hearn, geez, strong mark under pressure from Holman. Bunga Hearn, the South Australian, drafted to the Eagles, and what a career he's had.
Not 15,
all-time games leader for the club. Called to play on, not far enough on the kick, and eventually it finds its way to O'Neill. He's jammed against the boundary line right in front of Belinda Mellon. You can hear the wind picking up through the effects, Mike. Shuey gave it back to O'Neill. Clever kick around the body, finds Darling. I know he's played a lot of games. I don't think he'll be winning a best and fairest this year, Chance.
No.
Again, Shuey, who's just racking up a lot of disposals, not generating a lot of errors. Oh no, Luke!
Oh, Marbior.
He's put the heat on Shannon Hearn. He kicked defensive 50. It missed Hearn. Marbior won the foot race. Marbior's got the footy. He handballed it away. He had to. It was going to be ping. McPherson, well, around the body. This should be marked by an Eagles defender. Oh no!
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Cue the music. That was horrible. A drop chest mark will have a boundary throw in next to the point post.
Bailey.
The two Eagles spoiling each other. Harry Edwards back there was the one who spilt the mark, and now the Suns have got a boundary throw in right forward pocket. 23 points the lead. Nat Nui and Casbolt tried to shove Nick Nat out of the way, bounced in between them, picked up Roses Jr. falling backwards, left foot snap. Was it marked by Lukosius in the field of play? No, had a bounce on the full. He thought he marked it, but he'll have to hand that back to Foley. Deep in defence for the Eagles.
Play on.
And he will play on now and just drive it High dumps it down the line. The target is Williams, crashed into the back of Levi Casbolt as Adkins is trying to shrug off Cripps. Good tackle there from Jamie Cripps. The umpire will rush in and throw that up as we've edged closer towards the wing on the far side of the ground. The Suns by 23 points.
Quick throw up. Nat Nui and Casbolt caught out. Nick Nat flick, clever hands to Petrocelli. In the Williams direction, Graham did well from behind. Beautiful front and centre work from Willie Rioli. Has he got the dash to get around Lemons? Yes, he does. A little KB handball out in front. And what about the delicate kick to find Cripps?
Wow. It's Willie Rioli.
That was just ridiculously easy, wasn't it?
You cannot teach that.
No.
That is pure instinct from Willie Rioli, and he set up his teammate Jamie Cripps to have a shot. We'll take his best. Manor Lamarck stands just forward of 45. He'll kick from the 50 arc. The veteran lets fly. He's got the journey. He's got the accuracy. Lovely finish, and Willie Rioli take a bow. It was the nifty work from that man. It lands the Eagles their fourth goal. 4-4-28 cuts the margin back to 17 points on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Well, we see here in the Triple M Harbour Norm replay here, Willie Rioli just handballs the ball down in front of him to get around Sean Lemons, and then just has the nous, has the smarts to identify Jamie Cripps as running inside forward 50 there, and a lot of players would have blazed away. Tell you what, Willie Rioli, he'd have to be in the top 5 most watchable players in the AFL. He'd be right up there, but he's something. Jamie Cripps, I've seen his praises earlier. That's his 263rd career goal. He's been a real solid contributor through some great times for West Coast and some tough times, but he has been a consistent performer, hasn't he?
There we go.
Spent 1 year with the Saints and then made his way out west, where he's had a long career with the Eagles, who finally answered a run of 3 goals. I think that was in the row for the Suns, and now Rioli's coming up through the middle, got it to Shuey. And they are out here, the Eagles, and a long ball directed in the Darling direction. A lot of wrestling going on. Williams up there as well. Collins had 2 bites at the cherry and spalls it towards the boundary as Sharp tried to track it down there with Waterman. We've got a boundary throw in. Right half forward flank. Suns now by 17 points.
There's just a kind of a muddling feeling to the game at the moment. Still waiting for it to catch fire a little bit. Boundary throwing, Witts, Nat Nui, tap forward, Hollins, game number 2, leads the race, gets it to Swallow around the body, clears defensive 50, and the fight is on as Sharp is the recipient of the spoil from the contest. That's a confident kick.
It's on though.
Corridor
come off.
set up over the top. Lemons is there. Roses is there. There's some speed for the Suns. Roses ignored the option, made it difficult for Atkins. Spun out of the tackle from Redden. Got it to Anderson. The Suns heard the message. They're bringing it to life. Isaac Rankin.
Wow.
You little ripper. Isaac's got 3. And the Suns are back in front by 23 on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
That's just pretty to watch. I almost thought he was going to sell some candy there rather than actually kick it, but he opted to kick it because the potential of it to be smothered was certainly there. But have a look on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay here. The kick was risky from Anderson coming inboard through the corridor, but that's what they love to do, and it really opened it up for them. They didn't have anyone forward. There was a little bit of patience shown by a couple of the players in bringing that ball forward, and eventually ended up in Rankin's hands. And here it is here, and a nice little turn out of trouble by McPherson. It was needed. And then Rankin, that's where I thought he might have sold some candy and ran around into an open goal, but he backed himself from 35 out on the angle and nailed it.
And a great response from a young player who was heavily tagged last week from Starcevic, and Stuart Dew would be pretty happy with what he's seeing, with plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah, he didn't really handle it well last week, but he certainly bounced back.
And still out of contract as well. They've re-signed King and Lukosius, but Rankin is the next one on the list that they'd love to get his signature on the dotted line. Hoff now tracking down the footy at right half back. Forward handball to Cripps.
He's adding some zeros to the contract today.
He is, isn't he? 3 goals and still plenty of time left in the second quarter. 17 minutes gone. It is the Suns by 23. Nat Nui and Witts. Witts just sliding in front of him. There was a falcon off the back of West's head, I think it was. Didn't even know, and hit his head.
Oh, good tackle.
Got that much hair. As Shuey now. Rowell has taken the ground. It's like a rugby ball. The umpire lets it go on though, and it comes out to Roses Jr. Got the handball from Anderson.
Wow.
Another great snap from the Suns. Geez, their small forwards can be really deadly, can't they? Ainsworth, Roses Jr. and Rankin, when they are up and about, so too are the Suns. And they are today, 9-3-57. The Eagles, 4-4-28 on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Well, they sure are. And a large part of their improvement this year for the Gold Coast Suns as a team has been their small forwards, as you say, BT. We see here on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, the ball comes in for a boundary throw, and just really good movement through the contest from the Suns, and the ball comes in, a bit of a flick of the hands, and Roses has said a lovely snap again from 40 metres out. But they've had the most forward 50 stoppages of any side in the competition this year, the Gold Coast Suns. A lot of it's been derived from that pressure that those three players that you mentioned, Ainsworth, Roses and Rankin, bring and provide, and that's been a real part of their growth this year as a side.
We forget that stretch of footy that Joel Jeffrey put together. You know, he hasn't played since midway through the season, but yeah, got a lot of talent, that's for sure.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, ball back in the middle. The Suns starting to gap the Eagles at the moment. 29 points the margin as the Eagles look to stem the tide. Good, strong, straight line running from Elijah Hollins. Wins the footy for the Suns. Atkins puts it out in front of Roses Jr. The boundary line's going to beat him, though. Don't forget, Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. We played 20 minutes of this second term.
Nick, thank you.
And the Suns are just starting to edge away.
Yeah, Eagles need a spark here from someone. Nat Nui, Shuey, there's no one around him at this stoppage. Nat Nui trying to tap it down. Gaff falling to ground, two Suns, McPherson Wicks fall on top of him. The umpire will rush in right near the benches and throw it back up. Richard Champion, Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going down to Belinda pretty soon just to check on those injuries. We haven't seen Marby or Chol for quite some time, so whether he's maybe done for the day or just get her thoughts on that.
Ball's inside forward 50 for the Suns. We'll get down to Belinda. In fact, let's check in with a health check with Belinda for Bob Jane Teamarts now.
Hello, boys. Well, I'm just looking at Mal Roses, actually. He is chatting to the doctors. They're looking at his left eye, and he seems to have copped a knock there. Chol is on the bike, just trying to keep the blood going through that injury. It was a heavy knock that he's endured from the start of the game. He looks like he'll try to get back out there, boys.
All right, nice work, B, for Bob Jane Teamarts. So Chol looking to keep that cork warm. Malcolm Roses with a possible eye concern. Meantime, the ball is thrown up on the 50-metre arc, right half forward for the Suns. Tim Kelly fighting on. He had that frantic start, Simon Black. What are his Triple M Red Z lending stats? He looked like he was destined for a 40-touch game. Where's he at?
Yeah, he's at the 8 so far. A bit quieter after that first few minutes. Leading the way, Shuey with 13, Gaff 11 and Hearn 11 for the Suns. Anderson 13, Miller 11 and Swallow 11.
Well, here is Kelly, although his handball has missed its target in Petrocelli. Coming through Miller, and Miller lost the footy. Back into a pack of players. We're right near the centre square. The umpire will rush in and throw it up. It is the Suns by 29 points. 21 minutes gone in this second quarter. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Richard Champion, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon. Deft touchdown from Witts. Anderson got it to Rankin, who's kicked three. Out wide to Holman. Didn't quite get there, though. Holman, the big tackle on Duggan. And Duggan thought that he might have just held on to him for a little bit too long, but no free kick. And the boundary umpire will come across and throw it back in just inside the Suns' 50.
Hi, West Coast.
There's a free kick going against Isaac Rankin. Just throwing one in the direction of Luke Foley. And
Stand, Isaac.
Umpire's got bored of not blowing his whistle, so he's picked one out.
Move it on.
Foley with the football. Called the play on. Comes down the line. Darling will fly. He was shoved out of that by Collins.
Oh, he's got to play it.
It's in the side.
Oh,
play on.
There's been a couple of those Flanners that they've let go, so it's probably consistent.
Fair dinkum would have sent him through a door if there was one in front of him. That was as in the back as you can get. Ainsworth, though, top of the square. Levi jumps. Barras held him out well, and it's rushed through for a minor score. Margin out to an even 30 points now on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard as we enter the final stage of this second term.
Or maybe the umpire saw the mayo that was thrown on the last one and said, well, I'll give you some mayo and I'll raise you some...
Jack Ginnivan treatment.
Yeah, exactly right. Hasn't that just created just a world of issues right now in the game?
Absolutely, as West comes out of defence for the Eagles, who'll dump it down the line. As Caleb Graham hit the deck, and then some other players just slipping and sliding behind play as well. Liam Ryan helping Sean Lemons up to his feet as he got the kick away. They both went to ground. Out of bounds on the full. And Duggan will take it. Going short just. But its target, Connor West. He caught his debut last year, Connor West.
That's right.
It's the Lions. Goes in short to Duggan. Duggan to Foley. Rankin rushes up on him, so it's a slow play for West Coast. Out wide now to the milestone man in Andrew Gaff. What are his numbers now, Blackie? Triple M Red Z lending stats.
12 touch, six kicks, 6 handballs.
A lot of them in the first quarter across half back. They're up on the wing now, Duggan. Now they're going to try and switch the play. Hearn. And he will go really wide out to Edwards. Hangs up in the air though, so Lukosius is now up on the mark. So it's still slow movement of the ball, and now they've turned it over. McPherson comes in, but he's been tackled over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Jermaine Jones was almost in danger of giving away a free kick for a sling tackle there, but
So McPherson asking the question of same, and it's just
really
let
go with him at the right time.
Yeah, it wasn't really a sling; it was more of a throw, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hip toss.
That's
I believe
the one.
is the technical term as the ball is thrown back into play. Anderson spins out of trouble. Big Jared Witts puts the stiff arm on Tim Kelly. It says, come back to me after a few more
That's good play.
pre-seasons in the gym. Here's Took Miller. What a season he's had. Kicking for goal, not his best attribute. Misses to the left-hand side. Minus score. Margin stretches as the shadows lengthen. Beautiful day for footy on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, had a few drops of rain in the first quarter, but it's cleared up now. Sun shining on the far side of the ground where the ball is directed to a pack as Graham got his hand up there. Out towards the boundary. Good slide in there from Sharp, picked it up, got the handball to Anderson, who was taking the ground. That was a hot call on Noah Anderson. Eagles will take the free kick through West. West now trying to get past Chol into the direction of the boy from Lane Warren and Shully. Good tackle there from Swallow. And now the Suns are away through the middle. They switch the play to the broadcast side. They've found Ben Ainsworth. Ainsworth straightening up, calling for someone to lead toward him. He's just going to have to kick into space, and it's a poor kick.
It was a poor kick.
From Nick Coleman, who's given away the free kick. Simon Black, Triple M, Seabus Super special comments.
Ainsworth, he had the hit up lead, short 25-metre pass, which he should have had. Went wide, gave the ball too much hang time, allowed the West Coast defence to get involved.
31 points the margin in favour of the Suns. The Eagles kicked the first two of the game, and ever since they have been trailing. The Suns just show their class. Mistake here by the Eagles. Inside forward 50. Levi Casbolt with the smother. He hands it off. Another bad kick from Ainsworth. No. Finds McPherson. 40 metres out directly in front. He plays on. And Jeremy Sharp will go back to make the margin 37 points. With very little time left in this second term. Jeremy Sharp, just with the 4 goals in his 20-game career.
15 gone.
And not a huge amount of advantage in passing that ball off to Jeremy Sharp there.
I like
he's
Jeremy
probably gained another 10 metres, but the angle's a little tighter.
I like Jeremy Sharp playing for the Suns because he looks like he's from the Gold Coast.
Looks like Sonny, their mascot.
He's an East Freo boy.
Well, he's a Gold Coast boy now. Simon Black nails it. 10-5, 65. 37 points the margin on the Triple M IGA Liga scoreboard. Simon Black, genuine question. As somebody who made his name in Queensland now, the Gold Coast or the West Coast? What's better?
To live?
Just
what's better? I'm always a West Australian.
He's a member of the WA Football Hall.
Married a Brisbane girl. Can't get out Flanners at the moment. Nah, look, my WA roots, mate, I'll always be a West Aussie, but that West Australian coastal line. Have you spent any time in WA?
No.
It is spectacular, mate. Rugged, beautiful, spectacular WA coastline. But I tell you what, we do it right over here on the coast, don't we?
Simon Black just looking for an ambassadorship of
WA tourism. He's done well. I'm sold. We're jumping on a plane after this. West Coast makes some room for us as they go into attack. Williams was clean bowled. Out the back is Petrocelli. Goal side. Good tackle from Farah. Not to give away a free kick, just slid him to ground. Beautifully, Ryan jumping up a little bit too early. And Swallow takes the mark at right half back.
I think Lincoln Lewis has got that title at the moment. You've got a little bit of competition there, Blackie.
Well, for Western Australia.
Lincoln Lewis.
Yep.
Son of Wally.
Yep.
Does he?
Yep.
Okay. Here's Lemons. We'll fact check that. Up to the wing, over the head of Casbolt. Now Foley turning and trying to get it back to Barras. It's an underground kick. It was picked up well by Tom Barras, who kicks it around the corner. And Swallow gets another touch. Handball into space to the debutant. Mac Andrew finds Miller. Miller getting busy, trying to handball to Adkins. Adkins, as Petrocelli got arms around him, got the handball free, but they have turned it over here well. Cripps has a bounce out wide. Kelly has Ryan running shotgun. Had to bounce again. Tries to get away with and does. Snaps it in the goal square.
Has the confidence to have a bounce.
Both of them had a bounce on the 50. But two of them, they had two Suns on their tails. They had a couple of bounces, Cripps and then Ryan, and Ryan converts, and the Eagles get their fifth. 5-4-34. The Suns are 10-5-65 on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, a much needed one to the Gold Coast, to West Coast, and to have the confidence, potentially a little bit of arrogance as well, to have a bounce while someone's on your tail. That's just terrific to watch, and a bit of self-belief comes into play there. But they just needed to get something ticking over on the scoreboard, so they've got one on the board to do that.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay does show that it was Jared Witts chasing Liam Ryan, so I don't think you're ever that worried.
And our fact check, Lincoln Lewis works for Tourism Australia.
Well, there you go. So he has. I know because I follow him on Insta, and he was punching out some stuff over in the West.
What would he know about West Australia, mate? He's Wally Lewis's son here in Brisbane.
Well, he's an actor, so he gets around a bit.
All right, Lincoln Lewis has had far too much airtime in this call already. But McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. The Suns send it inside 50. Tom Barras, great contest. V. Casbolt won the footy for the Eagles. Redden being one of their best. Spearing pass finds Rioli. The Eagles with a bit of a lift late in this second term. Willie Rioli, Simon Black declared him top 5 most watchable players in the game.
Stand, Rory.
It's hard to argue when he's in fine form. A chipping kick. Good from Cripps, Nat Nui, Shuey, the big names combining. Here comes flying Ryan. Had to fist, team thing.
Oh, clever.
Over the head. Oh, Harlem Globetrotter stuff. If this goes through, it'll be goal of the year. Jeremy Sharp there playing goalkeeper.
And swept it up, got it out towards Farah, who couldn't quite take the mark. Down to Miller. Oh, Holland's collected heavily by Rioli at right half back. And then set upon by Darling. Umpire said, you laid an egg.
Well, he was knocked on his backside, wasn't he? And unfortunately, he really didn't have a chance after that initial opportunity to get rid of the footy because it was hatched under him, as you mentioned, BT.
He'll kick from 56 metres there, and it's not without a chance. Here's a long kick, Jack Darling.
Yeah, he's kicked 2 already. So the tackle was started by Willie Rioli. It was finished by Jack Darling. He's had the 5 disposals, 2 marks, 2 goals, as we mentioned. He's a long way out from home.
Oops, what's he doing?
He's going to pass it.
Yeah.
And he does. He was just waiting for a target to emerge, and he's found one in Jamie Cripps, who will still be kicking from about 50 as Rory Atkins just marks his spot there.
That's your line.
Again, as a coach, you hate that scenario where the ball's been held up.
15 gone.
You find a free teammate inside 50 champs. As a full-back, that would have driven you mad as well, no doubt.
Yeah.
So Jamie Cripps on the runway. 17-11 he's kicked this season. 1 goal in this game. With his foot on the 50, he hangs it out to the right, off hands and through for a rush behind. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard reads Gold Coast 10-5-65. Eagles are 5-5-35. We've gone 31 minutes in the second quarter.
Stand.
Inside the final minute of the second term.
Not 15, play on.
30 points the margin. 5 straight goals. Suns just maintaining possession across half back. Nice kick, finds Swallow. Good protection from Hollands.
Outside 5. Outside 5.
You talk about the kicking prowess of Jack Darling. Goes 1 game clear of the legendary Peter Matera. Game 254 this afternoon. 8th all time on the list for West Coast, so his place at that footy club is guaranteed as Rankin sends it inside 40.
Oh, here he's back.
Arbior came out, knees first, put Edwards on his backside. Levi double grabbed it. This happening 10 metres out from the Suns forward 50. Free kick West Coast. Nick Holman a little clumsy in there. Eagles get a reprieve with 10 seconds to play.
Oh, he's tough.
Shannon,
he's
back
tough.
on your line. Yeah.
So Shannon Hearn earns his free kick, goes out to the pocket and gaff. As time ticks down, we'll hear the siren shortly. There it is, the half-time siren. So good half for the Suns. Eagles started to fight back a little bit late in that second quarter, but it is Gold Coast with a healthy 30-point lead at half-time, chance.
And Flanners just getting a little nervy in the box. I can see her. His daughter's about to make her debut down at the Oz kick, so just Keep your awareness.
Well, he's going to rush down there for that. It's at half-time. We will stay up here and dissect what has happened across the first 2 quarters of footy. It is the Suns by 30 points over the Eagles at half-time. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
you're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Well, the Suns are playing like their season is still alive, and the West Coast Eagles, although they looked a little better toward the end of that second quarter, it's certainly Gold Coast on top at halftime. 10-5-65 the Suns. The Eagles are 5-5-35. Halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch's 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. To take us through that first half of footy at Metricon Stadium, Richard Champion and Simon Blake.
Well, Blackie, the West Coast Eagles got off to a flyer in that first term, kicked the first 2 goals of the game, and all of a sudden you thought, hang on, what's going to happen here? Eventually the Gold Coast Suns sort of got their game together and provided their forwards with more opportunity, and they actually made the most of it. Their kicking has been exceptional so far this game, 10-5, so from 15 scoring shots. The Eagles were a little bit better late in that second term, but they've been dominated right throughout, and the Triple M Red Z Lending stat sheet will tell us that. But any or many positives for West Coast at the moment, you think?
Oh, look, when they get their game going in terms of the pressure on the ball, the ability to they've scored a few of their goals just purely by their harassment. And that's their inability this year to do that regularly enough, to be able to defend well enough, whether it's through the middle of the ground, so the kick going inside forward 50 for the opposition is pressured and it's a high kick. Just too easy the way the Suns have been moving the ball for mine at times. They've won the clearances, the Suns, by 9. The contested possession part of the game, they're winning by 15 now already. So they're around the middle of the ground. They're getting on top of the Suns, and also they had the 16 more inside 50s. What the Suns have done well is their ability to score from turnover. It's been a big part of this game. They've kicked 6 goals, 2 from turnover to West Coast, 3 goals, 4, and that's a large part of the margin on the scoreboard. So the ability of West Coast to be able to defend once they turn the footy over, with a struggling side like they are, it's a common occurrence for these lower ranked sides. They get scored a lot from turnover. So, look, there are some positive signs to answer the question, but they've just not been able to do it for long enough or enough moments in this first half. So, I guess Adam Simpson at half-time will have him in the sheds just saying, boys, this midfield, we're getting beaten around the middle of the ground. Nick Nat, you're getting beaten in hit-outs by Jared Witts. The stoppages were getting beaten. Tuke Miller's had 7 till half-time. Josh Kelly's had the 4. David Swallow's had 4. We need to get on top and where the game starts, and that's the contested ball clearance part of the ground.
It's been a real season to forget for West Coast, hasn't it? Okay, probably can't wait for this season to come to an end. They got off to a poor start with COVID playing its massive part for the first couple of rounds. They had so many players out. They've just never really recovered from that. That's what it, from an outsider's point of view, looking in, not obviously living in the city and having a big insight into it. That's just what it appears, and those confidence levels seem to have dropped right throughout. And converting to play out on the ground.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's the worst start you could have had to start a season with COVID and any injuries that come on top of it. But I don't know. You look at their list and you think they're better than the output they've given. They've improved for the last. There's a patch through the middle of the year. The last few weeks they've come on and been more better for longer in games. But yeah, you sort of. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I watch them every week, but what they've got there as a team. It must be a confidence thing because they've got some seriously good players out there. The depth of talent's not there from what they have. It's given some young guys an opportunity, which you've got to do, particularly in a year like this, which is great, going to hold them in good stead down the track. But, yeah, you look at West Coast and they've been such a dominant team and such a little bit like, I guess, Geelong and the Sydney Swans. Some of their power in the AFL, when they're down, they haven't been down for long, and this is going to be their challenge in the next 12 months. How do they rebuild and bounce back? They have the luxury of WA as a footy state. They get a lot of young natural talent out of WA. They tend to easy to draft and hang on to, but it's been a really unusual year for the West Coast Eagles.
Well, they'll get a top 5 draft pick. They'd probably want to avoid the wooden spoon because they've only had one of those in their proud history, as you said, Blackie. But yeah, it's tricky this time of year. Only a few rounds to go. Not much atmosphere here. It's kind of a small crowd coming all the way over from Perth. In terms of the motivation levels of the West Coast Eagles, Adam Simpson will be trying to get the most out of them now in the sheds at half-time so they can come out and at least give their fans some promising signs for the future.
And that's right. It's always a challenge late in the season when all hope is lost for finals. And it can become, if you're not careful, more of an individual look on the game, and that's what Adam Simpson's challenge is, about how he makes the team cause important, and that's something that players can start playing for contracts, to start playing individual aspect rather than the team, and that's the challenge of Adam Simpson and his coaching staff.
I saw that called the Swans and Giants, and it was a similar story for the Giants. I mean the battle of the bridge normally brings out their best, but the Swans fighting for a top 4 spot.
They absolutely smashed them, didn't they? Yeah, you're dead right though. At this stage of the year when all is lost as far as finals are concerned, self-preservation tends to come to the fore. I haven't seen that yet with West Coast, which is a positive sign. So it looks like they are sort of gelling okay, just haven't got the talent out there at the moment and just not putting it together. But yeah, it's going to be a challenging 12 months for them to elevate themselves above where they are now and where they should be.
Choice Hotels around the grounds. Need a break, book, direct and save with Choice Hotels, choicehotels.com. Less than an hour. We've got the Tigers against your Lions, fellas, at the MCG. Massive game, that one. And then the Bombers and the Kangaroos to round out round 20 with just 3 rounds to come after that. Our halftime segment, Amy Clangers. Who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does. There was a moment of madness there in that second quarter. Let's have a listen.
Disposals not generating points. Oh no, Luke!
Oh, Marbiel.
He's put the heat on Shannon Hearn. He kicked defensive 50. It missed Hearn. McPherson, well, around the body. This should be marked by an Eagles defender. Oh no!
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Cue the music. That was horrible. A drop chest mark will have a boundary throw in next to the point post.
Thank you for writing the soundtrack there, Richard Champion.
Just in case people weren't aware.
On Triple M Footy, that was the Amy Clanger here at Metricon Stadium. It is the Suns by 5 goals, 10-5-65. The Eagles are 5-5-35. We'll come back and talk more about that half of footy, and might talk about the Lions as well and that matchup, as I mentioned, against the Tigers today.
It's huge in the context of their season right now, with where the top 6 teams are right now.
Yep.
Absolutely massive.
Old Fire Champs, we'll talk about that after this. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
From Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
The Suns and Eagles both back out onto Metricon Stadium. Gold Coast starting with a 30-point lead in the third quarter. The halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch's 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery corded power backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Fellas, Lions and Tigers today. No Rich, no Starcevic. Massive game against Richmond at the MCG, the home of footy.
Yeah, absolutely huge. Sitting in fifth spot at the moment, Brisbane, and of course Richmond, can't make the 8 now, but so important for the Brisbane Lions not to only win the game and get the points, to give themselves the top 2. They need a top 2 finish, in my opinion, to actually do any good in the
So you're
finals.
riding off the Tigers. They're only a game and a half outside the 8. Bulldogs lost last night. You don't think the Tigers...
No.
Okay.
No, don't think they're good enough at the moment. With the teams that are above them...
And all the close games they've lost.
It just looks unlikely at the moment, I think. But such an important game for the Lions. As I said, they've got to finish top 2. Otherwise, I think they might bow out pretty quickly. They just haven't got that consistency this year. 2 big outs, as you mentioned. Starcevic and Rich will be very damaging this afternoon. So really important for them. The race for the top 4 even is just fantastic. This is how we want the end of the season to be. Teams battling it out for those very important positions at the top of the ladder. Collingwood has just been outstanding. Geelong have come from nowhere in the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's just been a real good end to the year.
For Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, expert trade teams and exclusive trade services, a huge range of lights, fans and accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. As the players start to break out to their positions. Blackie, what do you think of the Lions and where they sit at the moment? I know you've had a few concerns about centre bounce combinations and the way they've defended those. Have they been improving? Did you see some improvement last week in the Q Clash?
Yeah, they did. Well, look, mate, massive game. They've just slipped to 5th on the ladder after Sydney winning yesterday. So that's an enormous game from here. 4 games to go for the Lions, and every one of them is a massive for a lot of clubs in and around that top 8. And just outside, as we said, Richmond, just a game and a half outside. So, look, it's an exciting, such an even competition this year again. It's going to be a brilliant run to the finals.
Just quickly before we get into the second half of this game, Flanners, your young daughter, Triple M Red Z led...
Landing
stats, anything? What do you got?
Oh, look, I think skipping and dancing was the winner on the night. Champs, yep. She enjoyed herself.
That's the main thing.
I'll say. I don't think they keep score, but a shout out to my brother-in-law, Shane Mew. You had one job, which was to put the point and the goalposts where they were meant to go.
Bucket it up.
And you wasted 5 minutes of the Auspickers' time by wandering around like a headless chicken out there.
Well, that's no good.
Anyway.
Well, he got the goalposts off the field. Thankfully, we are ready to start this second half.
That was his second job.
Champs has written off the Tigers. The Suns are 3 games outside the 8. They, I think, are playing like their season is still alive. Let's see if they can continue on with the business in this third quarter. They lead by 30 points to get this third quarter underway for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Here is Liam Flanagan.
The big boys are out on the field. ready to get this second half underway. It is perfect condition. The lights have come on as we get into the afternoon here on the Gold Coast. Nick Natanui and Jared Witts, two of the big men of the game, go head to head. They both tap it down, same direction. Here come the Eagles. First touch, Tim Kelly. What a tackle by Touk Miller. Got him by a fingertip. Now Farah put Anderson under all sorts of heat. Holding the football, free kick to the Eagles. 70 from home, Petruccelli. Unsurprising that he's run someone down, one of the genuine speedsters of the AFL.
By the way, Noah Anderson copped an elbow from Jai Cully, I saw in the replay there at half-time. So Jai Cully, although Noah Anderson's out there, might have a case to answer. It was a raised eyebrow as the Koshis takes a mark deep in defence on Jack Darling. Maybe a switch of roles there for Jack Lukosius to start this third quarter.
Play on.
Deep in defence. He's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It for Gold Coast. He played on the wing, drafted as a forward, now he's in defence. And beautiful pass to Rao, wasn't it, champs? Through the middle they go, number 1 and number 2, Rao to Anderson. Ignores the handball to Markov. Instead looking for Swallow, but a bit indecisive and just missed him as Gaff now taps it to Petruccelli, who got it to Warnerman, who floats a pass over the top to Willie Rioli. Mac Andrew on the mark. Now to Gaff. The Eagles are up and running. It's a weighted ball trying to get over the head of Caleb Graham to Jack Darling, who still took the mark anyway, champs. Darling is 50 out from goal. Measures that into the pocket. Ryan kept on running. Good spoil not to give away the free kick from Sam Collins. Boundary throw in right forward pocket.
Another opportunity butchered by West Coast. They have some promising signs, and then just the execution and the delivery of the footy going in just let them down on too many occasions.
Boundary throw, and we're inside the Eagles forward 50. Rao clears the danger for the Suns, sends it long. Chol in a wrestle with Edwards. Rankin got 3 goals. We'll be wanting more in this second half. The Suns want him to sign a new contract though and stick around long term as Ainsworth goes low, goes short. Or Casbolt could have been real dangerous if he'd collided with someone on the full there. Ainsworth was clever, kept the ball in somehow. Edwards drops him into the turf, and we'll have a ball up just forward of centre favouring the Gold Coast Suns. They lead it by 30 points. Early stages, third term, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
10-5, 65, 5-5, 35. No change to that half-time score as it comes out to Foley. Got it to O'Neill. Kick up towards Darling. Good battle there with Collins. Sweeping handball from Farah. Mac Andrew. That is a good kick. Perfectly weighted pass to Markov. Markov delayed inclusion. Out wide to Sharp. Has a couple of metres on Redden. And the man you called out there, Richard Champion, Ben Ainsworth, has taken the mark right half forward. Tough angle. About 40 to 45 out.
Oh, he read that 2 passages of play earlier. He just ran and ran and ran. And that's the hard work that he's been providing all year. Ben Ainsworth had an outstanding season. And he knew that he'll be on the end of that if he worked really hard, and probably around 150 metres to get there.
24 years of age, we kept waiting to see his best, and we have been seeing it this season. He's kicked it 1 already from his 8 Triple M Red Z lending stats. A little bit close to Liam Duggan on the mark and just missing to the right-hand side for the first score of the third quarter. Behind are the Suns, 10-6, 66. Eagles 5-5, 35. That is on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
You're Adam Simpson right now, Simon Black. Who are you looking for? What do you want to see in this second half?
Well, around the middle of the ground, that contested ball clearance battle is going to be... They need to get on top. They need Nick Nat to get his hand on the ball, feed his on ballers, and get that ball forward in the territory department. And
push out, West Coast.
I want to see the connection between mids and forwards. Let's get 8+ marks inside forward 50 for the second half to give themselves a chance to get some pressure on the Suns on the scoreboard.
So little goals needed for the West Coast Eagles. Tom Barras won a free kick against Swallow for a very blatant push in the back. Went to Duggan, called not to required distance. Nice little turn from the big defender. Shows a turn of foot as well as he runs away from Swallow, kicks down the line. Nat Nui, big fist. Collins wrapped up by Kelly. Ball spills out. Nat Nui just feigned the handball, put it in the Rioli direction. Wanted some Rioli magic. The boundary line beats him to it. We'll have a throw in. Right half forward for the Eagles. They trail by 31 points.
So the first half, plus 16 Gold Coast Suns contested possession, plus 10 clearances. So that battle around the middle of the ground, the Eagles need to find a way to get competitive in this battle.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Red Z lending loans for the self-employed.
Shuey just getting one in the back of the scone. Accidental.
He's 60 out from goal. Leaders on in the pocket. He's got Liam Ryan as the deeper target. Moving to the goal square now. And he's going to go to the pocket to the lead of Darling. Mac Andrew was on him, and Darling just got a bit of space and has taken the mark hard against the boundary. Maybe from just inside the 50 this shot would come from, you'd think, unless he elects to snap it, but he's setting up for a regulation drop punt.
Well, you look at the scoreboard in this situation, BT, and you need a goal. So you just have a pop at it, although he does point to that spot and
he's taken 4 marks, he's kicked 2 goals. Darling, it's on its way. That looks pretty good.
Right.
That is a sensational kick from Jack Darling. He's got 3, and the Eagles have kicked their 6-6-5-41. Suns are 10-6-66. 5.5 minutes into this third quarter on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard for Bob Jane. T Marts, here's Belinda Mellenby.
Luke Shuey brought himself straight off the ground after that knee to the head. He does appear okay, though. The doctors have checked him out and he's chatting happily. So obviously not as bad as it looked.
Bob Jane, T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call 13 26 25 or order online today, bobjane.com.au.
Well, that's what this game needed, a special goal from the West Coast Eagles. And Jack Darling delivered beautifully. And let's hope for the cause for the West Coast. That ignites a bit of momentum, a bit of passion for his teammates around him, gets them going. A nice start for this third term for West Coast.
So margin back to 25 points. Ball back in the middle for McDonald's. And Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Can the Eagles kick back-to-back goals for the first time since the first quarter? Redden, handball defensive. Found Hoff. Hoff found his captain Hearn, or his former captain. Shannon Hearn, the premiership captain in 2018. It was a brave corridor kick. He found Cully.
Stand.
The number 1 pick-up in the mid-season draft. A hard worker from the same junior club as Luke Parker of the Sydney Swans. Wide Hoff. Eagles marching all the way out to the outer side of Metricon Stadium. Petrocelli, Redden, Hearn possessing the football nicely. Linking up. Being clean. And of all the people you'd expect to hit the target, Shannon Hearn, it's all right. It gave Redden time. West has pushed all the way from the near side to the far side to win this footy. Long driving kick, top of the square. Williams and Waterman couldn't take it. Kelly, perfect front and centre craft. Gave it to Cripps. Kick around the body. Mac Andrew stood in the way. But Petrocelli's hands were strong. And a nice little passage from the Eagles, and they've got a chance to kick back-to-back goals.
Well, it was eventually Flanners, but geez, they're not. They're doing a lot of possessing to get what they achieve. They're using a lot of energy. Their efficiency just isn't fantastic at the moment. That seemed like really hard work.
And they're not penetrating, are they? They're sort of chip, and not really giving their forwards a great look at the footy, but well read there by Petrocelli.
They are down the arse end of the ladder for a reason. Hasn't been their greatest season, but Petrocelli keeps them in the hunt. Margin is back under 20 points. 19 points the difference. 7-5-47 the Eagles. 10-6-66 the Suns on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
Well, I mentioned the contested ball battle for this game. Plus 16 at half-time with the Gold Coast Suns. But this third term, West Coast jumped down the blocks beautifully. They're 10-5. So real positive start from them. And no reason why that's the reason why the ball's getting pumped inside forward 50 and giving their forwards a look at it. And it is a big responsibility, a big part of their mature part of their sides, that midfield for West Coast. So they really need them to really impact this game and get on top of this Gold Coast Suns midfield.
And we said, what could they do to get a bit of spark in the middle? They've got dreadlocks and a mullet in there, West and Jai Cully. Here is Kelly trying to find West. Kelly goes back in under pressure from Swallow, picked out though by McPherson, handball forward only to Shannon Hearn, and now the Eagles link up in defence. Hoff overcooked his kick. Swallow coming in, buffered off the footy by Cully, picked up by McPherson in the Chol direction. 1-2 off hands, comes to the front. Roses Jr. couldn't take it. Hearn turning into 2 tacklers and taking the ground. And we've got a stoppage in the Suns 50. Good tackle there from Roses Jr. and Levi Casbolt. We're about to 20 out from the Suns goal.
Whitson Williams, Roses Jr. plucked it out of the air. Holding the ball was deemed to have prior. Tried to shrug the tackle. Free kick Hearn. As I said, the game's record holder for the West Coast Eagles. What a career it's been. Hard-nosed
Move it on,
defender.
play on.
Came into the competition looking 38 years of age. And he still does. Duggan with the footy, right back pocket for the Eagles.
I'll fall. Play on.
You reckon Adam Simpson would love it if they just had another passage of play where they possessed the footy. Dump kick down the line. Suns looking to answer back. Swallow to Anderson. Back inside forward 50. Duggan has to go to work again. Outnumbered, but he tackles Ainsworth over the line. And we'll have a boundary thrown inside the Suns forward 50.
Well done, Duggan. I don't know whether Simo's given him a massive spray at half-time or what. But they've got more defensive mindset about it, more passion to get that ball back from the opposition and to start this third quarter. So the West Coast done really well. Big moment here. Boundary thrown inside 50 for the Suns. How can they defend this?
You've got to defend this stoppage. The Eagles' defence, and Gaff, who's had a lot of kicks across half-back, goes into the centre square where it's picked up by Markov, gets it to Atkins and says, send it long into attack to our big bloke. Barras coming across. Champs, he just reads the ball so well for a
I was just about to say that, BT. He just he knew he had his opponent covered, and once he had that, he just focused on the footy and just went hard at it, and that makes a good defender these days because you need intercept marks, you need to be able to repel from half-back.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super, Champs and Blackie making hard work pay off this afternoon.
This is a bit of the issue for West Coast. They're so chip. It just allows Gold Coast to defend behind the ball here, and this long kick down the line could have happened 35 seconds ago.
And Williams fights for the front spot, brings it down. Nice bit of roving from O'Neill, puts it out in front of Liam Ryan and says, go to work, young man. And off he goes. He's got Anderson in pursuit. Oh, he left the football behind. Well, that is a rare sight.
He just took his eye off the footy, Flanners, as he was about to grab it.
He's often thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead, but he forgot to take the Sharon with him.
You need the agate. Here it is, Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Harvey Norman, you can get the new Google Pixel 6a available now at Harvey Norman, plus receive a bonus $150 gift card.
Swallow lost the footy. Shuey goes into attack. Jack Darling all on his own. Sam Collins was going backwards thinking Shuey might go longer. Darling stayed right there, and an easy target for Luke Shuey, and Darling will line up for goal number 4.
This is a big kick right now, Champs. Massive kick in the context of this game. It's all West Coast to start this third term, and this will continue to generate momentum for them. He's got to kick it.
The inside 50s, their efficiency's been pretty good. I'll get to those Red Z lending stats soon.
Darling on the runway for 4 goals.
Oh, wow.
4 goals straight, and the Eagles have kicked 4 in a row. And they cut the margin to 13 points. 10-6-66. West Coast 8-5-53. If you go back to the second quarter, they have, between late in the second and the start of the third, kicked 4 goals in a row. All of that on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies, over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of accessories. Beacon fellas making every tradie's job easier.
All of a sudden, it's back to a couple of goals margin here, or 13 points to be exact, but the inside 50s are read 38-21 in favour of the Gold Coast Suns, so the efficiency for West Coast now is actually pretty good. They're looking a lot better this term, so this is danger signs now for the Gold Coast Suns. They need a settler really quickly.
They do, but West Coast, it's a great, better players getting involved to start this third term. Luke Shuey there, just lovely touch, weighted kick, lowered his eyes to Jack Darling. Need their best players clearly to continue this good form of the rest of the game.
Jack Darling up to 477 career goals, getting closer to that magical 500 mark. Here come the Eagles again, Willie Rioli. The kick inside forward 50. Jake Waterman, I'd be interested to know his Triple M Red Z lending stats, Blackie. I don't feel like we've seen a lot of the young man.
Nick,
son of the famous West Coast Eagle Chris Waterman, who won 2 flags with the team.
Yeah, just the 5 touches, 2 kicks, 3 handballs.
Struggled to find it today. The delivery hasn't been ideal for the forward as Nat Nui goes to work, finds Rioli from the boundary line. Well, it could have been goal of the year contender as someone shouted through the effects mics. A, it went out of bounds, and B, it missed the goal.
Yeah, so probably not a big high percentage fact that it would have been.
Which is why that young man's sitting in the stands and not out there umpiring the game.
Boundary throw in right forward pocket, Eagles end. Nat Nui Cholner having a run in the ruck. He taps it forward at the feet of Miller. A lot of players around the footy at the moment.
Great tackle.
From Kelly on Farah. No prior opportunity, and another stoppage for the Eagles in their forward 50.
You mentioned Jake Waterman before, Flanners, and kicked 15 goals for the year so far. So he is one that's missing today, who'd be really handy for him if he steps up from here on in.
Jones, what about the footwork? Fed Duggan in the corridor. That's an ideal kick for Jake Waterman. A little hot over the top. As the ball bounces, he manages to keep his feet.
Well done.
Clever kick.
Well done.
Went backwards. And he found the mullet. That young man has got quite the voice. He's getting through the effects, Mike. We've got another special comments in the box.
Connor West used to watch his dad, Robbie West, play round champ for West Coast. He was
15.
It's very similar to Connor, I must say, from my memory going back a fair few years. But good runner, covers the ground as well.
And his granddad, Adam West, who played Batman, of course.
Similar hairdo from memory.
Connor West, in the context of the game, that could have really silenced the locals. Minor score. It does cut the margin back to an even 2 goals, though, on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
How did the Wests make their way from Hollywood out to Perth, champs?
Just by boat, like most people.
So, Atkins now trusted with the kick-in duties. Goes on a mazy run out of his defensive 50, has a bounce and drives it long up towards the wing, looking for Casbolt, battling with Foley. Rao, Rankin, now Anderson. And he's got a target out wide. It'll bounce in front of Sharp and back up, bounce up to him beautifully. Lukosius got goal side on Duggan, underneath the footy. Duggan did well to get back and get a hand to it. Lukosius picked it up and just sprayed the shot on goal. Missing to the right for a behind.
He sure did, didn't he? Harass. That's a great effort to get back. Great effort.
He was never in the contest, Blackie, was he?
10-7, 67 the Suns, 8-6, 54 the Eagles, 16 played third quarter.
Jones to bring it in for the Eagles. Comes near side. Darling fought for front spot against Collins, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Blackie, it's not often the phrase golden generation of defenders gets thrown around, but right now some of the key defenders in the game, Tom Barrass, Harris Andrews, I mean even Sam Collins to a degree, and then Wiedering with Carlton. There is Darcy Moore. There are some outstanding key defenders running around in the game right now.
Yeah, there sure is. There's plenty of them.
Suns move it forward inside forward 50. Rao, Ainsworth, quick hands, put it into the corridor. Anderson, what about the pickup?
Brilliant.
Mr. Anderson.
Brilliant.
I beg your pardon. That was outrageous. We'll have to look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay to really appreciate that. But that was clean and as crisp as you will see. And he stretches the lead back out to 19 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade score.
That's Isaac Rankin-like, isn't it? Have a look at this. Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The ball dropped in front of him. He scooped it up with one hand and just slid sideways through a couple of would-be defenders. And that is just pretty to watch. We've been singing his praises for a while now, but and that's the reason why. That's just class.
Shades of his dad, Dean. Dean Anderson just streaking away. The beautiful step inside, wasn't it, Blackie?
Oh, it was. He just had the awareness of what was around him, and I looked at him for a while now, coming down and watching play, and he's 192 centimetres, but I reckon it's mainly torso. He's got short little legs for his size, which allows him to have great centre of gravity, and great balance. And it suits him to be an inside mid with that makeup too. He's a quality player.
Important goal too. Broke a run of 4 Eagles goals. Margin is at 19 points again, Suns' way, and they go into attack up to centre half forward. Duggan playing in front of Holman. Shuey, good tackle there from McPherson. Turned him ever so slightly so he didn't fall into his back. Umpire will rush in. We are 50 out from the Suns' goal. For McDonald's, by the way, warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
Yep. Eagles move it forward. Collins in the battle again with Darling. It's been a good battle. I know Jack Darling's got 4, but Sam Collins has been shoulder to shoulder with him all afternoon. So they're 4 goals, hard earned by the Eagles spearhead. Ball up right on the logos outside of Metricon Stadium. It is a 19-point ball game. The Eagles have hit back in this quarter.
Jeez, Anderson's just
he's getting
knocking
busy.
up getting possession.
He's getting busy, although this one he might have given away a free kick. Throw it in.
Let's have a look at his Triple M Red Z lenders, Blackie.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed.
Looking at Noah Everson.
7 for the third quarter.
This quarter.
This quarter alone with plenty of time to go.
An important goal. So we're forward of centre toward the Suns, attacking in as Witts wins the hit out into the path of Miller. Sharp waiting for the handball receive and got it. And got a little nudge as he got that kick away out of bounds on the full. Eagles get the ball back. It's 11-7-73
Go over.
the Suns. 8-6-50 for the Eagles. Almost 20 minutes gone in this third term. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Richard Champion, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon with you on this Sunday afternoon at Metricon Stadium as they try and negotiate their way out of defence. In short to Cully. Might get a week off next week. That elbow on Noah Anderson in the first half. That kick looking for Darling, but the ball bounced in front of his opponent, Sam Collins, and goes out again.
Nick, I didn't see the incident, BT, but was the Cully... do you think that he will be looked at?
It's always, the outcome. Noah Anderson's obviously still out there and playing well, but it was raised elbow to the side of the head. So
boundary throw in out of sight.
Holding, Gold Coast.
Free kick going to Wits. Advantage paid. I don't know if there was any advantage to it.
West Coast.
Well, West Coast got out of jail there, didn't they?
Yeah. That's a bit stiff if you took Miller and the Gold Coast Suns. Eagles run away. Gaff to Ryan in space. He's got runners coming in support. Lowers the eyes.
Clever.
Beautiful hit up. Finds Petruccelli. The mark will be paid just inside the 50-metre arc. Blackie, does Petruccelli have the leg from here?
I feel not. He'll kick from 53. I'd say not, but what do you reckon, Nebs?
Well, you've got to have a go again. You've got to look at the scoreboard and say, I'm having a crack at this.
Yeah, he runs around, drops it to the top of the square.
He did
that with a pitching wedge.
What do I know? What a kick.
He did that at about 65% power. Thumps it home, gets his second, and once again the margin just crouches back into 13 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard with 6.5 to play.
Don't worry about that. It is game on. Fantastic bit of play from Petruccelli. And the West Coast, again, ball was in the hands of the great ball users for West Coast. Liam Ryan just looked laterally, looked sideways somewhat, inside forward 50. Could have blazed away, but no, looked for the short, and Petruccelli hit him up. Knew he could kick the distance, and boys, we got a good game on our hands here.
I was actually really critical of the new rule, of the standing rule on the mark. That's where it's a real benefit, and I reckon that's where it's been a benefit to the game, is enabling a player to maybe gain another 5 or 6 metres on their kicks for goal, because they can wheel around and actually kick it lower to commence their ball flight forward, and enables goals like that to be scored.
So the Eagles have come alive, and Adam Simpson spinning the magnets. He's had some different centre combos in there. Rioli and O'Neill are in there for that one. The Suns win it out, though, up towards right half forward. Rao following up in a battle there with Hoff. Now McPherson comes through. Rankin shaking off Foley. Good handball there, champs. In towards Sharp. Straightens up the goal. Beckons nails it. The West Australian salutes the crowd. Jeremy Sharp gets the answer. Just as the Eagles were starting to make a game of it, they find a response from Jeremy Sharp on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. The Suns 12-7-79, the Eagles 9-6-60. 22 minutes gone in this third quarter. Simon Black, what are you looking at?
Oh, that one hurts. You just see there on the Harvey Norman replay, West Coast had the ball in their hands. They had an opportunity to get it out of their back line. Bradley Hoff, I should say, fumbled and ended up never really turned the ball over, and that allowed the Gold Coast Suns to take the ball away and really waltz inside forward 50, and good enough. Isaac Rankin there, we see just beautiful drive of the legs, stripped a West Coast would-be tackler and got the ball out to Sharp, and that's a goal that West Coast would be reeling, because they really did not, they had the ball in their hands, they blew it.
Matty Rao, very underrated what he just did there. There was 2 or 3 efforts, got his hand in, actually created that turnover. He won't get a stat for it on the Triple M Red Z lending stat sheet, but here he goes again with another touch, but he does a lot of that bullocking hard work.
Yeah, Darcy McPherson took on Petruccelli with the tackle. Suns have turned it over. No, a slip of the foot from Kelly allowed Miller to pounce on it. Lukosius, you just know this is going to hit a target. This man's skill level. Well, I tell you what,
free kick.
Unlucky, Jack Redden. That's
very stiff Jack Redden, but it fair dinkum hit Elijah Hollins in the head.
He couldn't have picked him out any better.
That's how good the kick was from Lukosius. It hit Hollins on the nose.
But what Jack Redden does, so it's a free kick. What Jack Redden does, we see on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, he turns his body he knows the rule that you can't be front on and make contact, so he turns his body there. So I really feel for my old mate Jack Redden in that free kick against.
Elijah Hollins, 2 goals in his first game last week. If not for a bloke called Jamara Ugle-Hagan, he might have had a Rising Star nomination. misses on this occasion, minus score. Margin and even 20 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard with a touch under 5 minutes to play third term.
Outside 5.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Oh,
hot pass there into Gaff as Rankin was just closing in. Still deep in defence. He'll go out wide to the boundary and find Foley. So 24 minutes gone in this third quarter, less than 5 to play. It's been the Eagles' turn so far. They've kicked 4 goals to 2. Up towards Williams and Darling. Out to the side, Swallow. Beautifully weighted handball to Hollands. A thumping kick into attack. 2 Eagles go up at the footy. Who's down for the Suns? It's Holman. Ridden into the turf by Gaff. Another Eagle dives in on top. The umpire will rush in and the Suns get a stoppage inside their forward 50.
Suns defensively are going a lot of one-on-one at the moment as it's coming out of their back line. So, interesting. That's out of bounds.
Oh, Isaac Rankin. There was a quick kick out of the back. It's gone out of bounds on the floor, and Isaac Rankin took off at full sprint.
He's never moved that quick, has he?
Took Miller was probably closer, and he told Tate where to go and said, "This is mine." He's jammed up on the boundary, 20 from home.
He's got his name written all over it.
He's as much chance of passing this off as I have of not getting my hair tipped next time at the hairdresser. And that's no chance.
Isaac, I'm going to call you.
Oh, Snowy.
15
Same haircut as
still
when he
rolling with the boys in WA.
Rankin's got 3.
Oh,
Bending, please!
Cut it out.
And a little dance. Hot shoe shuffle to celebrate. Isaac Rankin's got 4. And yes, Richard Champion at the age of 58 still tips his hand.
58. I might look 58, but I'm not quite there.
Hanging on white-knuckled he is. Oh, but Isaac Rankin, boys, what about that for class? No wonder he said, "Took, let me take care of this one. This is my go." From the outside the boundary he was. And just a lovely little dance to celebrate at the end. But just a big patch here for West Coast. I mean, they really, I don't say owned this quarter, but they were right on top for the most part. They've just let the Suns come back into it in this last sort of 5 or 7 minutes and really opened the scoreboard out to now 25 points. But West Coast, they need to, with 4 minutes to go in this third term, find a way just to up and see them snare another couple of goals to finish this third quarter.
I think Mark Evans and Wayne Campbell might be rushing out to the huddle at 3/4 time, just with a bit of paper and pen for Isaac to sign.
Just make sure that ink's dry before we take it in so it doesn't smudge. We need it now.
4 goals straight. He's kicked from 10 possessions and gives the Suns back that breathing space.
Hang on.
Score review here. We're just checking the Snicko.
Now, Snickometer.
I think we might have contact with the goalpost here. We do.
It's a turnover. Isaac's just looked on the thing and actually smiled, and that's all you can do, right? He's gone, bugger me. You know what? Hey, if it's hit the post, it's hit the post. This is good. It's like you're either run out in cricket or you're not. If it says you are and it says it's a point, it's a point.
All clear.
All right, well, that takes the air out of the balloon for Isaac Rankin, doesn't it? They'll still bring the...
What are you laughing at, Flanagan? What are you laughing at?
Nothing. I loved the analogy, champs. Thought it was perfect.
Hearn has a bounce, drives the ball out of defence to Darling and Collins, who won that battle, brought it down and then went back in low and tried to get it to Rao. Rao now is tackled by Darling and Shuey and Kelly. They get a stoppage and rush on in. So the margin is now 20 points. From that behind, Anderson, Ryan was there, tried to chase him down, just got the ball free. As Jones just got free of Lukosius. Now to Gaff. Handball backwards to Foley, who was dumped as he kicked it up towards the wing, and a nice mark under pressure should be paid to Jared Witts, and it is.
And just for our listeners' sake, for those who don't know, after every goal scored, they actually review every goal and just check things like that. So that's why there was no review right at that point in time, but they do review it after every goal just to make sure.
Not sure why, but it feels like the goal review has lit a fire under both of these teams. It's gone up a notch or two.
West Coast, they're still in this game, fans. They just need a couple of things to go their way.
Noah Anderson down the line. Barras with eyes on it. Edwards, good mark. Barras was cleverly run off the footy there by Holman, but he's got it now.
Stand!
Noah Anderson called to stand the mark. So Tom Barras is just backward of centre, near side of Metricon Stadium. 20 points is the margin. We've got 2:50 to play, and he goes long down the line. Liam Ryan, eyes on it. Darling couldn't lay a finger on Lemons. Dancing, Lemons gives it back to Took Miller. He turned the footy over though. Liam Ryan got it this time. Then he dropped it. Matty Rao, always inside the contest, willing it, wanting it.
Yeah.
Good kick, finds McPherson.
He does so much bullocking work. It's ridiculous.
He's the highest. Just about 70% of Matty Rao's possessions are contested, which is the highest amount percentage of any midfielder in the competition.
Triple M Red Z lending stats there from Simon Black up towards Noah Anderson, who gave away the free kick that will pay to Liam Duggan. Suns by 20 points. Duggan runs off the mark and drives it long. Witts getting across to help out Collins. Read off hands beautifully by Ryan. Now Nick Naitanui trying to tap it over his head into the path of Cripps. Got up off his feet. Then Shuey felt the contact, so got it out to Cully. Goal square was open out of bounds right forward pocket. Eagles attacking end. 12-8-80 the Suns. 9-6-60 the Eagles. We tick past 30 minutes in this third term.
It's on a knife's edge, isn't it, Blackie?
Sure is.
Goal here could be anything. Boundary throw-in next to the point post. Graham's just going to tap this one through for a minor score. Margin is 19 points now. Suns will bring it back into play. We've got a minute 40 to play. If the Eagles can snatch one more, it sets us up for a blockbuster final term.
No one on the mark. Adkins will just run up to the right half-back flank and then drive it long. And he's found a target sharp. Running past his mark off and will... Man on the mark rule.
That hurts.
I reckon Darling infringed.
10-metre protected area, I think, champs.
Yep.
With a minute 30 to go, that really hurts West Coast. I mean, they can get it down there, but Suns will kick it in from about 65 metres out.
Oh, sharp. Came off his shin there and just trickled all the way to Kelly, who gets it out to West. What a beautiful kick out, Ryan. The flick of switch to Petrocelli, who spears it into Liam Ryan under pressure. Couldn't take the mark. Picked it up off the bounce. Tackle. Wonderful endeavour and tackle from Lemons.
Well done, Lemons.
Picked up by the Suns' defence, and they're out through Roses Jr. It is now to Witts. Sweeping handball over the top.
Ainsworth, the Suns, they want to hit late. Inside. Barras closed late and quick and hard. And doesn't David Swallow know all about it? Boundary throwing left half forward. Just going back to Sean Lemon's effort on Liam Ryan. That might be as well as Liam Ryan has ever been defended in his career.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? Great effort by Sean Lemons and another great effort by Barras to cut on.
He's been their best today.
Less than a minute to play in the third term. Suns clinging to a 19-point lead. Gaff the tackle on McPherson. Falling backwards. The Eagles fans here wanted holding the ball. And there's a bit going on afterwards. And Darcy McPherson's won himself a free kick. Talk us through it, Jen.
Well, I think the Suns fans wanted a high tackle as well, but I thought the umpire got it right there, but I'm not sure what just transpired as to why Nick Nat gave him a bit of a shove, did he?
So McPherson is just going to chip it up to the left forward pocket. Chol from behind. Lukosius in front, off hands, out of bounds, left forward pocket. Suns attacking in. Clock stops with 37 seconds left. It's the Suns by 19 points.
Oh, there it was. There wasn't much in it. Well, I think Nick Nat put out an olive branch, didn't he? And it was refused, and he didn't like it, so he punched him.
Which you're not allowed to do, famously in the game. Suns, McPherson. Oh, he plays, pulled some May on it by. Changed the light bulbs at Metricon. He was up there.
He was all over the 250-game milestone, and Andrew Gaff just sat beautifully on top of his shoulders. It might have collected him in the back of the head too. He's got up ginger, very slow as Andrew Gaff, but that's a cracking mark, fun. It's beautifully called.
And the siren's going to go just before he kicks it, and this will really hurt West Coast as they've been really good this quarter.
And there's a bit going on in back play. Mac Andrew mixing it up in his first game.
Oh, Mac Daddy, I'd just step away at 74 kegs.
Yeah, I wouldn't go wandering up to big Nick Nat. Nick Nat gave Mac a whack.
Paddywhack.
Marbior's on the runway. This is for goal number 3. Oh, no. Oh, yes, please. A little bit of Marbior is what we asked for. Three-quarter time at Metricon Stadium. It's not how West Coast wanted to go into the break. But for the Suns and the fans out in force today, they're loving it. 13-8-86. A 25-point lead to the home side over the West Coast Eagles, 9-7-61. The Eagles will not give up the fight, though. Big final term coming up for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Warm up with a creme brulee pie or apple pie for just $1.50 at Macca's.
You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Triple M Footy across the Triple M network. We'll be back shortly.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Repco. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
So the Suns by 25 points at three-quarter time. The Eagles close the margin to 13 points at 1 point. It is Gold Coast 13-8-86. The Eagles are 9-7-61. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Richard Champion and Simon Black. Fellas, how did the Eagles get back into that contest in the third term, and how were the Suns able to just get that little bit of breathing space back?
Yeah, well, asked for the Eagles midfield to really get on top to get them back in the game, and that's exactly what they did. They won the contested ball and the clearances by a couple in that third quarter. They won the inside 50s by 3, and that went a big way to them winning the quarter. But they, as you said, Pete, so they only won the quarter by a goal and a point, 7 points all up. So allowed the Suns to get back in the contest, and the Suns used their opportunities going forward really well. So I guess the Eagles, they dominated the third term in a lot of ways, but they just didn't get quite enough length, open up the length on the scoreboard, allow them to get back in the game. So it was an entertaining third quarter, no doubt about that, and they needed much the same in this last quarter to give them an opportunity. But the Eagles, good to see there was a bit of fight there in that third term.
Yeah, Darling's kicked 4 straight. Petrocelli's kicked 2, 1 in that third term. Rankin 3, Chol 3, and Sharp 2 for the Gold Coast Suns. Quarter to go here at Metricon Stadium for McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M Rocks Footy. Here's Flanners.
Good bounce. The two big men fly. Nick Nat got fingertips to it. Kept it moving along.
Play on.
Kelly was dragged down without it. Could have been a free kick. Play on. Jones is hunted by Ainsworth. The pressure is hot to start the final term. 25 points.
I'll go that way.
Neither side going to be featuring in finals this year, but they are playing as though they're a chance. Swallow, quick kick around the body. Casbolt direction inside forward 50. Rankin hunting it. He's got 4. He wants more. Finds something inside forward 50. Oh, Ainsworth just underread the football. And the boundary line wins out. No, Marbior with a little bit of magic. Finds Lukosius spearing across goal. Numbers now for the Eagles. Dangerous handball inside from Gath though. Hollins, Rao, he'll fight it out. He'll hold on tight. We should have a ball up. No, the umpire says play on.
And came out of Hollins' hands looking for Anderson. Foley closing in, got it to Jones, now to Barras. Bought himself a little bit of time and then just a kick out of defence as Adkins was falling into Cripps, and the umpire said Cripps was dragging him to ground. So Adkins will take the free kick, the former Crow. 55 out from goal. Chol and Casbolt, the two deep targets, obviously, and he'll go in that direction. Casbolt is behind, though, in the goal square. Rankin tackling Jones. Out of bounds in that left forward pocket. Suns attacking in. Still the lead is 25 points for Ream Hot Water. Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Just really good pressure by the Gold Coast Suns forward. Would please Stewie Jew.
Tap down from Witz. Found Miller. Gave it to Swallow. High up and under kick. Edwards read it best. Takes a good mark.
Back to the
Going back with the flight, Harry Edwards. Then the kick corridor finds the 250 gamer, Andrew Gaff, who Coach Adam Simpson described as the most consistent footballer he's ever worked with.
Wow.
The most consistently good footballer he's ever worked with. Just delivers week in, week out. Andrew Gaff across 250 games. Darling got rid of Collins. Nick Nat stood over the football, moved it forward. Gaff is up
in trouble. We raked it in.
Ignored it, champs. Nothing gets past Richard Champion on the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off.
He's mic'd up exclusively for Triple M as they go into the pocket. Casbolt now. Oh, Duggan. It's just a awkward collision there for both players. Picked up by Witz. Snaps around on the left towards the goal. Somehow plucked that from behind Barras. Put up the big go-go gadget arms, and Marbior extending up. Took that mark. Oh, there's a bit going on there. Simon Blackwood will push and shove. Got a feeling.
Rankin's been pushed on his backside there, BT.
By Duggan, maybe?
Yeah, I think so, but take nothing away from Marbior.
15 gone, Marbior.
We love screaming his name out. He was not in the right position to mark that ball, and it was just long enough that he put the big mitts up and plucked it over the top.
So Marbior Chol almost directly in front, 20 outs, and has massaged that through for 4 straight. Marbior Chol. And Gold Coast moved to 14-8-92. The Eagles are 9-7-61. 3 minutes into this fourth quarter on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years.
It's his 42nd goal for the year, Marbior Chol. He's been a great get for the Gold Coast Suns. No doubt him and Big Levi this year have been a great presence up in that forward 50 for the Gold Coast Suns. We see here on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, a little messy ball coming in, and Big Levi involved. Good contest to keep it up there. West Coast do turn it over. And that quick hit from Witz coming in, and Marbior Chol, he meets the ball at its highest point so well, and that's what allows him to take so many contested marks. He's done that really well this year.
Now, I've been singing his praises for a long time now, Marbior Chol. So good to see him.
You've got apology.
Running up today, Blackie.
You have apology letters to write with the Chol family, Richard Champion. He sits equal 8th on the goal kickers list this year in the race for the Coleman. Now he's a ways off Charlie Curnow, but still he's up there as the Eagles look to answer back through their skipper Shuey. Driving ball. Darling best position. Too big, too strong. Goal.
That was easy.
Jack's got a fistful, if you don't mind.
Wow.
He says, stuff your 4, Marbia, or I've got 5. And the margin back to 25 points. Early stages, 4-term. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Show your card and save this month at Repco. Driven by passion for 100 years for Linda Mellon, boundary side.
Joe Cully has just tiptoed down to the rooms with the team. Doctor, he looked okay, but obviously there's something they're concerned about.
All right, nice work, B, for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Plus instant cash back on top tyre brands called 13 26 25. Or order online today, bobjane.com.au.
80% of the Eagles' goals have been kicked by a man named Jack. Darling's got 4 and Petruccelli's got 2. Triple M Red Z lending stats. Blackie, sorry?
Yeah, I thought they sort of blew, Jack Darling blew that. There was a leading lane to come out to kick it with, but beautiful ball user and Luke Shue identified the space over the back and just put enough penetration on the kick to advantage him. Well done.
And Redden, of course, as well. Petruccelli, Darling and Redden.
Oh,
Here
clever,
is
Nick-Nack.
Nick-Nack. Taps it over to Kelly. Drives him into attack, looking for Waterman. Late fist came from behind from Graham. Going back is Petruccelli, trying to get it to Cripps, who picked it up. The big snap from Cripps. Ryan! Now, has he marked that in the field of play? It was right on the point line.
I reckon it's a mark. I reckon he marked it just inside and carried over, and he didn't fumble it for mine. I reckon this is a mark.
Back with the flight.
Have to pay this mark.
That is unbelievable from Liam Ryan.
I think he says he thinks it's a mark. Let's have a listen.
So it sounds like the call was a mark. Come on, let's sense the
Here it
theatre
is.
here, guys. Let's pay it for him. I think.
That's right. Get ready.
What do you think? Triple M Harvey Norman replay?
Pay the mark. It was flush, as you say, Chance, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Where does he land, though? Is that?
It's when he collected the footy, and they're just checking if he fumbled over the line. I reckon this is a mark. He didn't fumble it, and all above board.
We're about to find out how interesting the person that runs this is. If they don't pay this a mark, they'll riot.
Yep. Get ready to take kick. 10 metres now.
It's a mark. There we go.
10.
Well, now after all that, he's got to kick the goal here.
With me out here.
Liam.
Keep coming out.
Sanity has prevailed. Liam Ryan, great mark, going back with the flight.
He could
Completely
kick
out of
this-
position, but he's never out of position.
He'll kick
For
this with his
second,
eyes closed.
He has snapped it. Richard Champion, you called the mark, you called the goal. Liam Ryan's got 2. Eagles have got 11. They move to 11-7-73. Suns are 14-8-92. 7 minutes into this fourth quarter on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Stacks of time left, Blackie. You know, it's a couple more patches of play, a couple of quick clearances, and West Coast are back in this.
Again, it's going to start around the middle of the ground, Champs. Those contested ball clearance numbers for West Coast at midfield. It's got some experience. They've got Shuey in there, got Tim Kelly, Nick Nat, and they've got Rioli in there. So a bit of dash, a bit of grunt. They must win these clearances, get on the top the remainder of this game to give themselves a chance.
Blackie for SK Radiology. SK Radiology now bulk billing on all Medicare. What are the matchups that matter right now in the middle?
Well, Nick Nat's got to get his feet, his ruckman. Rich has done a great job. I want to see Tim Kelly getting through the contest. I want to see Rioli also on the fly. And they've just got to win these centre bounces. They're strong at it. They just got to get it done.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, you called it, Simon Black. What about the back tap from Nick Nat? Found Kelly inside forward 50 now for the Eagles. A chance to kick 3 on the bounce. Cripps with the pressure. Oli and O'Neill. Now it bounces out in front of Ryan. Dances. Gives it back to Shuey. Lowers the eyes. Wanted Petruccelli. The ball didn't sit for him. Sharp wasn't watching.
Oh, too easy.
Oh, massive hit! Ryan went straight through Roses Jr., who bounced back up and kept on running. Sharp. He says, make it someone else's problem. The ball should be marked by Foley, and it is.
Got unfolded. Took a bit of courage to go back with the flight then, Champs, didn't he?
He did. The Gold Coast Suns have matched up well, though, here, so they're unable to move the ball quickly.
Is at the point of the square.
Oh, the
Left half back looking for Ryan.
come off.
And again, out of position, taking a mark, got it to Red and tries to spear that into Darling, hit the grass. Collins did well, picked it up, got it to Graham. Graham got it to McAndrew, says kick it in short to Farah, and he does. They're still inside their defensive 50.
That was a massive wasted kick by Jack Brennan, I must say. He's played really well today, but that ball had to find a teammate. He had enough time and space for the middle of the ground.
Suns by 19 points.
Ball in the middle of Metricon Stadium, big ball to be won. Jones wanted it more. Kelly now sees Rioli wide. Footy sits for him just in time.
Clever.
Little bit of magic. Shannon Hearn, he's lost. He's inside forward 50. Saw something he liked in the corridor.
Oh, big Jack!
Of course it's Jack!
Shannon Hearn, you star. What a kick.
That just took poise and patience and skill, didn't it? He found his target, and you wouldn't want it in better hands.
Jack Darling has 5.
15 gone.
He's 30 metres out, directly in front.
7 marks.
And this will cut it to 13 points with an eternity left in the final term. Crowd will tell the story. Plenty of Eagles fans in attendance.
Got it.
He's got it. He's got it. He got the crouch pose and had a bit of a look. But Jack Darling has 6.
Wow.
6 of West Coast 12. And just like that, 13 points to diff. Ball headed back to the middle and game on at Metricon.
That's an
6
equal
straight too.
and an equal career high now for Jack Darling. So one more be a career best. He's never kicked more than 6 in a game.
Wow, he has not missed one this afternoon. 6 zip. And he has almost single-handedly in that forward line just kept them right in it. There's, we've had Rioli and Ryan just with some exciting moments, but as there's a famous saying in footy that the big guys don't get any smaller as the game goes on, and he is just a big presence up there at the moment.
Game on at Metricon. Suns by 13 points. Nat Nguyen, Wits in the ruck. Swallow on Shuey. Rowell on Kelly. Rioli on Miller. Umpire puts the ball on the deck. Wits goes up, taps it down to Swallow under pressure from Kelly. As Shuey goes in as well, and the umpire will rush in, and everyone will close in. Bob Jane, Team Arts, Belinda Mellon.
Joe Cully has been retired for the night with a massive ice pack on his right quad. That brings Hugh Dixon into the game. He was their Matty sub.
All right, Matty sub activated for the Eagles as they continue to close this margin. Here he is, the Matty sub. Dixon out on the ground. Impact straight away. Redden.
Big contest this one.
Huge contest. Kelly beats Petrocelli. You won't catch him.
Yes.
3 goals for Jack Petrocelli.
Eagles are back.
Margin 7 points in the single digits for the first time since the first term. 92-85. Game on. 13 and a half to play.
Oh, well, boys, I spoke about the importance of these centre bounce clearances, and that's what West Coast have done so well in this final quarter so far. They've kicked 4 goals from centre bounce, and they've got the run, they've got the carry with the ball, they get numbers whenever there's a contest at ground level, and they're really on top here. What a great battle we've got for the next remaining 13 and a half minutes of this game.
Simon Black very excited in the Triple M box here. He's got a potential Tourism WA contract in his bag and can't wait to go back home. It will always be a Western Australian, he said, and all of a sudden he's up and about.
So round 15 against the Dogs was their last win. The Eagles, they're down by 7 points though. They've got the fresh legs on in Hugh Dixon. The Suns still yet to activate their sub in Oyer as Rao gets the all-important clearance up to a pack. Joel crashes in, comes down towards Lukosius, trying to get through traffic. That tackle from Jack Redden should be rewarded, and it is rewarded, Richard Champion. Jack Redden at half-back wins it back for the Eagles. Duggan is in short.
One of their best.
Not 15. No, straight away. No way that was 15. Swallow and Holman are right there.
Lucky got away with that ball up.
They're really inconsistent with that, with that not 15 metres. There's plenty that have been at least that.
That was about
less
9.5.
Ball up, centre half forward for the Suns. Margin 7 points. This game has come to life off the back of a dominant start to the fourth term by the West Coast Eagles. Jai Cully is out. Dixon has been activated as the medical sub.
Oh, that's too high.
Connor West was sat on his backside. Atkins received an easy one out the back.
Nick Nat.
Real hard for himself by running at Big Nick Nat, who said to Kemi Mutombo style, get that out of here. Tackle late in the middle. Ball up.
Jeez, the Eagles' body language is just lifted, Blackie.
Team lifting smother there from Nick Nat, wasn't it? Simon Black, Triple M, Seabus Super Special comments.
There it is on the Harvey Norman replay.
Dangerous tackle now.
Free kick goes to Took Miller.
That's a real let-off, that one.
Markov wants the handball running past.
Play on.
He's not sure quite where to go. He's now going to go to right half forward. Barras in from the side. Another strong mark. Triple M red set lending. How many marks is Tom Barras up to now, Simon Black? He has been outstanding in the deep in defence for the Eagles today.
He's had
double digits, I reckon he must be close to.
Sorry, mate, I'll come back to you.
That's right,
had the 9.
He had the 9 marks now. Red set lending, loans for the self-employed.
Down the line, Williams is the target. Couldn't get past Witts. West read it nicely. Straight line the ball. Duggan tackled as he kicked it. Darling been everywhere. Mr. King this afternoon. Jack Darling couldn't keep it in. Boundary throw in. 7 points the margin. 12 minutes to play. Simon Blake, Richard Champion, Liam Flanagan and Brett Thomas.
Choice Hotels around the grounds. Lions 11 points up against the Tigers early in the first quarter at the MCG. Here at Metricon Stadium, it's the Suns clinging to that 7-point lead as Miller, high ball, higher up in the air than it went forward. Jones off his hands, out the back. Duggan has a collision win, but instead it was won by Isaac Rankin, who lost the footy, then picked up by Duggan. Jones coming through, tackled by Isaac Rankin.
That's just really good footy all round.
This game has lifted.
Both teams.
This game has lifted in this fourth quarter for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Andrew Gaff 10 marks, by the way. Triple M Red Z Lending, and yeah, you're right. Barras 9. So 2 outstanding players for the Eagles.
Ball spills out. Rioli moves it inside 50. Jack Darling got 6. Dixon, the fresh man, into the game as the medical sub.
He's pace too.
He's fresher than Farah. He wins the race, but the boundary line beats everybody. Boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for the Eagles.
He's a unit, isn't he, Big Huey Dixon? 197 centimetres. Can run too.
He's a big man. Boundary throw in. Here we go.
Tasmanian spent some time at the Dockers. He's trying to have an impact now. It'll be Williams in the ruck, though, against it. Casbolt. Miller.
Clever look.
Looks up, gets the clearance, and finds Jeremy Sharp.
That's clearance number 13 for Took Miller.
Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. Sharp's won a fair bit of the footy as well. He goes up to the wing. Chol from behind. Got into the back there of Edwards. Holman now the big tackle. Big tackle right near the benches. Foley will pick himself up. This game has just lifted like you wouldn't believe, Blackie.
Oh, hasn't it, mate? I love the energy in your voice, mate. We had a cracker here. What a great 10.5 minutes left we've got to go.
As the first game of Mac Andrew for the Suns, the South Sudanese-born young man runs out there. He can't believe the high level of footy he's involved with.
Watch my back, please.
First game, ball up. Williams got rid of Casbolt, who's giving Witts a chop out. Moving it forward now was Foley. Darling straight-lined it. Oh, hit Lee Ryan in the head. Markov, corridor kicks, a risky one. Duggan got there first. Couldn't take it with him. Hollins moves it forward now. Inside 450 for the Suns. Barras once more, but he went to ground. Lukosius kept his feet. Here's Elijah Hollins. Kick was smothered by Andrew Gaff. Game 250. The old man legs.
Wow.
Had some juice left in them, and we'll have a boundary throwing Suns forward 50.
A couple of big defensive efforts, couple of massive smothers from the Eagles in this term. First Nick Nat, now it's Andrew Gaff. Their senior players, their senior stars are lifting. We've already had one game decided after the siren here at Metricon. Here is Casbolt. Flying shot from goal, missing to the left. Makes the margin 8 points. 14-9, 93, 13-7, 85. Let's go downstairs for Bob Jane, Team Arts, Belinda Mellon.
Jack Petruccelli being worked on by 2 physios and chatting to a doctor right now. He's got some really tight hamstrings that they're a bit worried about. They'll be desperate to get him back on the ground.
Nice work, B, for Bob Jane, Team Arts. Liam Duggan ran out 50 metres and the Sun player did not go near him. All of a sudden the footy is on the outer side of Metricon in the hands of the West Coast Eagles, but Andrew Gaff, an uncharacteristic mistake from the vet.
Got numbers around the ball, West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, another iffy handball. Dixon stood up in the tackle. West just stepped back into the traffic. You can hear the cries for holding the football. The Suns want a free kick. They're finally going to get one.
Well, the umpire said, bugger this, I'm just blowing the whistle and just clearing this pack because this is confusing everyone.
It's going to the Eagles. It's going to be paid to Liam Duggan.
Isaac, down, please.
And Duggan releases Jones.
Oh, what a kick.
Straight onto the chest of Liam Ryan. Play on immediately, or they drop the relay baton. As West now to Shuey, slipping and sliding in the middle, as was West. Handball off his knees, looking for Cripps. Got a nudge from Lemons. Still got it to Williams. Ryan, a bit of elusiveness. It's a scrappy old kick though into the right forward pocket. Kelly stepped around Graham, then lost the footy. Picked up by Lemons, got it off to the crab, Caleb Graham. High ball's going to come back though. It's been marked by Andrew Gaff.
Someone has caked up the footy.
We just need a cool head right now, more so from the Eagles, I think.
I just had to kick the thing. They go over handball and ridiculously.
Inside forward 50, top of the
Big
square.
Jack, Big
There's
Jack, Big Jack!
Oh, he's got to take it. Oh, Hugh Dixon's just back in the goal.
Jack Redden.
Hugh Dixon's Ronaldo'd it to the goal line, and Jack Redden has slopped through his second. Well, Hugh Dixon, the medical sub, has done sweet you-know-what this afternoon, and he's just delivered a backheel for the ages that has cut the margin to 2 points, 93 to 91, with 8.5 to play as we have a look on the Harvey Norman replay screen.
And Big Jack almost clunked it with one arm, and you're right, Dixon's just come on and backheeled it. Actually, it was quite clever, and Redden just run onto it and just socketed it from about half a metre out. He was in the clear. There was nothing that Caleb Graham could do, who was trailing him, and all of a sudden we've got a 2-point ball game here at Metricon.
I think he was watching the Women's Euros during the week because
he was the only one.
Alessia
Anyway,
Russo from England backheeled a goal against Sweden to win the game. And Hugh Dixon, obscure reference I know, has helped Jack Redden, the goal assist, bring them within 2 points. We cover everything here at Triple M, champs. Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing with you.
14.993, 14.791.
I take the piss out of my own hair colour, so...
Taking the piss out of everyone today, and we here as Wits tapping into space. Kelly, game on at Metricon, trying to find Shuey. Fast hands Duggan. Duggan goes back in after he dropped the footy. He's set upon. How will the umpire see this? Not holding the ball. We've got a stoppage. We've got a throw up. Just forward of centre, Simon Black.
There's still 8 minutes 20 to go in this game.
It is hot at Metricon.
Holding, took Miller.
Oh, there's a free kick.
Took Miller Gold Coast.
It's going to the Suns. Going to the Suns against Kelly.
And called by the non-officiating umpire, who was about 35 metres away, so something that the central umpire did not see.
He was in another postcode when he picked that one out. Miller goes corridor, finds Ainsworth. The Suns set up beautifully here. Good lead,
Too
McPherson.
easy. You spoke about that early, Simon Black, didn't you? Too easy of a passageway for Gold Coast.
There was just 2 or 3 Eagles players there that rolled back inside their defensive 50, but 2 opponent conscious champs. They've got to sift off their opponent, block a bit of space.
He'll kick this from the 50. Darcy McPherson. It'll take his best effort. Liam Duggan stands the mark. 2 points, the Suns lead by to stretch it back to 8. He leant back on it. It's not going to have the journey or the accuracy. Minus score. It's fisted through. Now it's a 3-point ball game. 94-91. 7.5 to play. Final term. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
They've led all afternoon. The Suns 15 points at quarter time, 30 points at the half, 25 at three-quarter time. Out of defence come the Eagles. Hearn, beautiful kick into space for West, who can take the mark and run on and advance it to half forward. Collins coming across in front of Waterman. Got in his leading lane and took an intercept mark, and then goes to Rowell at centre wing broadcast side. Redden on the mark. Anderson the lead out wide to the right.
Play on.
They'll have to drive it long now, looking for Levi Casboll. Barras sets himself and takes another stunning mark. His timing today is just impeccable. Off to Shuey, and now the Eagles are up and running on half-back.
Nick Nat's on.
Yeah, through the corridor, you picked it. Champs, Nick Nat fed Gaff. Gaff gave it back to Shannon Hearn. Here's Kiggle, Pierce, inside 50.
Oh, clever.
Waterman.
Might not be your day, but it might be your moment, Flanners.
Yeah, beautifully called, Simon Black.
Yeah.
Jake Waterman has seen very little of the Sherrin this afternoon, and yet here he stands, footy in hand.
Tell you what, umpire, you've allowed that Gold Coast Suns guy, the man on the mark, an extra metre or two, which may make a bit of difference with the distance here, champs.
Tell you what, Simon Black has reverted well and truly to his Western Australian roots.
Wow.
No.
Can't believe it.
Now he's calling out the umpires for a metre on the mark.
Yeah, he's cribbing, sir.
Just check what's under that.
Close game, boys.
Waterman to let fly.
Told you, champs.
Oh, he could have been in the back.
Simon Black's filthy. He said he's crib, sir.
Told ya.
I've just lifted his jumper up. He's got a West Coast Guernsey underneath.
Ball up inside the Eagles forward 50.
Nick Nat coming up against Wits. 2 taps at it, Nick Nat.
Dangerous tackle, Gold Coast.
Oh, dangerous tackle.
Hanging up exclusively on Triple M. It will go to David Swallow.
There's that not 50.
Swallow's going to switch the play. Finds Lukosius on a long kick out towards Farah. No one around him, and he's got Markov breaking on the wing. Farah will have a bounce. He's going to drive it inboard to
Mac then.
Big Mac. Mac attack off to Rankin. Rankin just got his kick away under pressure. Clean bowled Ainsworth. Out to Rao now. Under pressure from O'Neill and also Duggan. Miller handballed into space looking for Barras came the other way, did beautifully, then said, Redding, go pick up the foot and give it back to me. And he did. And he kicks up towards the wing to a contest. Dixon Darwin from behind. Marked that beautifully. Here comes Cripps into space. Keep it going, West Coast.
Rioli is all on his own. If they can find it.
Great tackle.
Sean Lemons has had a couple of moments in this game.
Who thought that this game was going to get to these heights, or this height right now?
Stuart Dew will be replaying some of Sean Lemons' efforts today, time and again during the week. If the Suns can make the finish line as Barras rose up, footy out the back, Holman sprinting towards goal. Marbior's in space. Marbior takes the mark. Decision time for the big man. Does he play on, or does he go back and kick at number 5? He'll go back. 3 points the margin. 94 plays, 91 in favour of the Suns. 4.5 to play. And Marbior Chol, the bloke that Richard Champion
loved his year.
Has been death riding all year.
Yeah, you can leave it.
Going back to kick goal number 43 for the season.
Outstanding.
He'll probably win the Suns B&F.
Would have to go close.
He might hand them a win here with this kick. Marbior Chol. Thank you very much, Marbior. 5 goals, career high. Suns lead it by 9 points. Triple M Remco scoreboard.
Well, we still have 3 minutes 55 to go, so plenty of time left in this game. And this is the old-fashioned 12-point turnaround. Jamie Cripps is running inside forward, well, towards forward 50, about to kick it in, and he got run down from Sean Lemons beautifully from behind. It must be said, West Coast had 3 versus 2 inside forward 50, so they would have no doubt found a free player by Mark inside forward 50. But that wasn't the case. Sean Lemons' goal-saving tackle really went down the other end and allowed Marbior Chol to kick a beautiful goal for the Suns.
Blackie, easy from up here, but young Harry Edwards, he went out to the player. He left Marbior, which he knew he was going to get chipped over and be closer to goal. He should have let McPherson actually just kick from about 50 and see what happened and cover your own man. He went for him and allowed Marbior, and it's cost him a goal,
It's an old-fashioned shootout at Metricon Stadium. Chol has 5, Darling has 6. Back in the middle, Suns by 9 points. Swallow under pressure from Rioli. Came out to Anderson.
Contact, goal
coming the other way.
Noah.
And a free kick to that man, Noah Anderson. His numbers, Triple M Red Z lending stats for the afternoon for the number 2 draft pick.
So 26 touches.
Lemons has the footy. Push backward of centre. He's going to dump it down the line. The onus now with the West Coast Eagles to play fast and take the game on as Holman spins out a 1-2-3. Should have been holding the football. It's okay because the Eagles get the footy. Ryan half-volleyed it, kept it there. Anderson been there all afternoon. Spun the corner. Barras. Oh, it's the rare time he's been beaten. Casbolt took the mark. He gave it to Holman. This time Holman forced to kick the football. Rams it into the woodwork. Now the margin is 10 points with 2:50 to play. Eagles have the football.
Well, the 2 former Blues combining, and Holman, that might have just won them the game. There's still enough time left for the Eagles, though. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Jones comes out of defence, has a bounce.
That's a poor kick.
No one's going to touch it, so that will be a Suns free kick.
Oh, Gaff was on. Gaff worked really hard for the footy and should have given it to him.
So no, that means it is a boundary throw-in. Brett Thomas, Liam Flanagan, Richard Champion, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon for McDonald's, Areem Hotwater, Triple M Rocks Footy. Boundary throw-in from the benches. Witts, it'll bounce in front of the 2 ruckman. Comes up to Kelly. Witts tried to chase him down. Got the handball free to Cripps. Walking the tightrope is Rioli. Handball chopped off Anderson. Miller trying to run around Redden. Got a tumbling kick up towards half forward. Coming across Jones was caught by Rankin. Clear free kick. Will take the advantage. Good heads up play. Out wide to Cripps. The Eagles are building on half forward. Long handball over the top. Kelly. Swallow went to ground. Kelly goes into attack. Bailey Williams takes the mark on Mac Andrew, about 25 out from goal on an angle, will line up to bring them within a kick.
Wow, it's a big kick in his career.
10 points of difference, 2 minutes and 2 on the clock here. Obviously, it needs to be kicked. A beautiful play from West Coast. Their ability to win the contested ball in the second half has been superb.
The young man from Pines, Nathan Burke territory in Victoria. Bailey J. Williams has just hooked that kick across the face and through for A behind, brings the margin back to 9 points, 15-11, 101 the Suns, the Eagles 14-8, 92, almost 30 minutes gone in this last quarter.
Seemed to rush that a little bit.
Lukosius with the responsibility on the best kicks in the game, just dumps it down the line. Witts, big contest, Nick Nat there as well, Jared Witts. Second effort was strong, we'll have a boundary throw in a minute 30, 9 points the margin, clock matters for the Eagles. Wins have been hard to come by in 2022. They can sniff one here. Suns are chasing their best ever season. They had 11 wins in 2014. They've currently got 9. Ball in dispute. Anderson. I tell you what, Simon Black's got a task ahead of him coming up with votes for this afternoon. Noah Anderson been outstanding. Tom Barras been excellent.
Well, they just must win this boundary throwing down in front of us here. Minute 24 on the clock. They've got to get someone on the flyby through this contest, get it inside forward 50 quickly, West Coast.
Real in front of Nick Nat-Nui. It's one down though by Witts to Miller, and Miller is away outside of the right boot. Chol out of position, and good mark there to Harry Edwards.
Got to go quickly through the middle. Got to play on.
Chol just over the top of him, like a cowboy, lucky not to give away the 50, but he managed to get it on to Foley. Now he's out through the middle to Kelly. Kelly's got Hearn out to his right. He's looking longer than that, though, and he's just kicked it to no one in particular. Lukosius comes up. His handball went nowhere. Back towards Dixon. The Medi sub. The snap around the corner. The man in front takes the mark. Waterman in front of Caleb Graham. He knows he can't take up all his 30, so he hurries back quickly now. Jake Waterman lining up to bring it within 3 points. Kicks the goal. Game back on at Metricon. Boy, Noah Anderson kicked one after the siren against the Tigers. Could we be on here again, boys? 15-11, 101 the Suns. The Eagles are 15-8, 98.
So we've got 38 seconds left on the clock here as we see the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. West Coast, the second half, they just moved the ball so much better from one side of the oval to the other side because they were a bit of space. But more than that, the ability to start winning the contested ball champs is really lifted, really elevated. And Waterman there, as we say, hasn't been his day, but that was his moment right there. Really significant piece of play. Go back and finish to bring it back within 3 points. West Coast best in the comp at scoring from centre bounce, boys. They must win this centre bounce.
This will be interesting because they've just got to go all out because they still trail on the scoreboard, so they've just got to knock it forward here, Blackie.
It's Rioli, Nat-Nui, Shuey and Kelly against Witts, Rao, Miller and Swallow. Matty Rao wins the football, sends it in the forward direction. Clock is counting. Levi can't be clean. Couldn't take the footy with him. Miller again. Collisions left, right and centre. Miller feeds Mountain Roses Juniors to seal it for the Suns. Roses Juniors wins it for Gold Coast. 15 seconds left on the clock. And the Eagles are left to rue what might have been. The ball will come back to the middle for a restart.
Well, it must be said, Nick Nat-Nui and Luke Shuey on that centre bounce were not on the same page.
Yep.
Nick Nat got his hand on it beautifully, hit it forward 45 degrees, and Shuey, for whatever reason, got in really tight and close towards Nick Nat. Nick Nat's saying now as they walk back to the centre bounce, what were you doing, mate? He said, I was going long outside on the fly and you weren't there. So Nick Nat's pretty annoyed with Luke Shuey.
Blackie, not only that, but I think Gold Coast played it really smart that they actually locked onto them as well and didn't allow them that freedom to run because they knew they were in front on the scoreboard, and if West Coast didn't get that clearance, regardless...
Shuey just allowed himself to get... Well, he was waltzed in there.
15 seconds left, back in the middle. Kelly, Miller hit the deck really hard there. Took Miller, play goes on. Nat-Nui fast hands, ends up with Kelly. Looks up, has a bounce, wants to give it to Jermaine Jones. Straightens up inside the 50. The former Cat nails it on the siren. So the Suns have won by 3 points. West Coast came at them hard, but Gold Coast had the answer. And they've pulled off another close win at Metricon Stadium. As Flanners said, their best season. They may not make the finals, but they're certainly much improved, the Gold Coast Suns. They get the chocolates today, 16-11, 107 to 16-8, 104. All right, only a short post-match, so we might just cut into the song there, the Triple MVP Award for homeloans.com.au. Coming up, homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans. For SKG Radiology, now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services. Champs will get some injuries as well. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, we will. I think there's a couple to report there from Belinda, so we'll go down very shortly. But, Blackie has got his work cut out. Tuke Miller was just outstanding in that last 3 or 4 minutes alone, just propelling his team forward. Ended up with 31 touches for the game, so whether he will feature or not, West Coast just come back. I was so impressed with the way they went about it. Got off to a really good start in that first term. Really died away late in that first term and second term. They looked all at sea. Now, all of a sudden, after half-time, they come out, started to play better footy. Really made it an exciting game. So something to build on for Simo and his team for the last couple of rounds.
Our Triple M Amy review. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win. All right, let's go to the Triple MVP Award, homeloans.com.au. Simon Black, you're 3-2-1.
Oh, there were some stars out there today, boys. Well, there's no doubt about that. I'll tell you what, the one vote I'm going to give, and before I give this one vote, I'm just going to say quickly, Barras extremely unlucky.
That'll do me.
Extremely unlucky. Look, boys, one vote goes to Mabio Chol. He kicked the, let me get that right, on the fly. He kicked the 5 goals for the Gold Coast Suns. 2 votes goes to Jack Dallin. He kicked 6. He was superb. But 3 votes goes to Tuke Miller. He had 31 disposals, 16 clearances, boys. 16 clearances.
Wow. Unbelievable.
21 contested possessions, 10 tackles, 8 inside 50. So Tuke Miller again gets another 3 votes here on the Gold Coast.
So forwards and midfielders, they reign again. It'll be beauty.
Homeloans.com.au, the best and fairest when it comes to home loans. And the injury today for the Eagles, Jai Cully coming off. He might cop a suspension as well. That incident with Noah Anderson. Hugh Dixon was the Medi sub. The Suns. Huago Oye was unused. SKG Radiology now bulk billing on all Medicare rebatable services, and choice hotels around the grounds. Flanners massive at the MCG today, the Lions and the Tigers.
Yeah, Lions lead it by 29 points at quarter time, 44 plays 15.
Great job today, fellas. Well done,
boys.
Great game.
Good to see the Suns not dropping their level, even though they may not make the finals. They were outstanding today when the Eagles challenged them. They won by 3 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter